Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Is there anything anybody loves more than agreeing with Tausch?
Packers Hall of Famer, Mark Tauscher.
I got a hunch this isn't going to be concise either.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio.
I would say that you are pretty easygoing. You're actually probably more easygoing than I am.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Well, you're not easygoing at all.
Hey!
On 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
It is the Thursday edition. Are we working Jesse too hard that he has to take off from the show because he has other work to do?
I see what work he's doing, and I don't think he's working too hard.
Okay. Addition.
Is eating a cream stuffed donut too hard to work?
Hopefully not.
Wolfing down a pack of Glazers.
I've been there. The mini camp is over. The Packers are on vacation. Jesse's not. But what comes next for the green and gold? And I'm not sure what Tausch is looking for from me on this show, but if I could ever deliver what Brian Windhorst did yesterday about Luka Doncic, I think that would be right what you're looking for from me in terms of commentary.
I don't anticipate that ever happening.
I don't either. Edition of Wilde and Tausch on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on WisconsinOnDemand.com and the Wisconsin On Demand app. I'm Jason Wilde in Green Bay. Hunter Vaughn is our cousin sub of the day for the overworked, underappreciated Jesse Nelson. Hi, Hunter. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. It's always a good day when I get to work with the two of you.
Oh, we're happy to have you.
How fun was the other day when you were working and we got some Gerald Ford in real time?
That was incredible.
Yeah, that was fun.
I could have never dreamed of a better show.
I just love the fact that Andy North casually's dropping, that he's golfing. Gerald Ford, okay, presidents, Bob Hope.
Yeah,
I was thinking the other day,
deal.
Who's there right now that's talking about, I played around with Bob Hope. Yeah, it's good.
And does so nonchalantly.
It was completely, and not like braggy at all, just normal stuff.
Him and Hope are playing. Boom, that's it. And, of course, the Packers Hall of Famer, who is with Hunter and donut-eating Jesse in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios. It is Mark Tauscher. Tausch, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. Hunter, is that a Fresno State Bulldog? Is that what we're...
Yeah.
That's a good-looking mascot, the Bulldog.
Yeah, I like the Mountain West.
Yeah.
It's after the Big Ten, my second favorite conference.
Are they still a conference, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're still a thing. They're not like
now.
the Pac-12. Yeah, for now. They'll get cannibalized by the SEC and Big Ten. But, yeah, I love the Mountain West, love Fresno State. They're going to be my go-to on college
so
football
you're a
25.
Cowboys fan, Fresno State.
I'm barely a Fresno State fan.
Well,
it's more like
you're wearing a shirt.
I know, but
well, who's your baseball team? Is it the Brewers?
yeah, it's the Brewers
Okay.
and then the Bucks.
All right,
Yep.
we can live with that.
Who are the members of the Mountain West Conference?
Oh, he's not going to get. He'll get like 3.
No, Wyoming,
Okay.
Fresno State.
How can you even know now, though?
The Mountain West hasn't changed much.
Boise State left, right?
No, Boise State's still there.
Well, Boise State was some. Boise State jumped into the Mountain West then because they weren't. Colorado State's
Yeah,
there,
they were
right?
in the WAC at one time.
Was Colorado State in the Mountain West?
Yes.
Air Force.
Air Force is there.
Okay. You know what? Yeah, I know the Mountain West too. I'm a big Mountain West fan.
It's a great conference.
Air Force, Boise, Fresno, Colorado State. You've gotten those.
San Diego State.
You got Wyoming. You got San Diego State.
San Jose State.
Yep.
We've got New Mexico.
UTEP. I feel
New
like
Mexico?
UTEP is probably in there.
No, UTEP's Conference
no
USA.
Yeah, no UTEP.
Hawaii.
Is Hawaii? Hawaii?
I'm not seeing Hawaii on this list.
I thought they were for football, but then basketball, they're in like the WAC.
You're forgetting the alma mater of the Green Bay Packers starting quarterback.
Utah State.
Indeed.
Oh, yeah. And then Nevada.
The fighting
Nevada.
Gary
UNLV.
Andersons. Tony Mall fighting
Yeah.
Nevadans.
The two Nevada schools, Nevada Reno and Nevada Las Vegas. All right. That has been your walk through the Mountain West Conference, brought to you by Fortria.
I still can't believe how much money Fortria is paying for those studies. That is a whopper. That blew my mind yesterday. I almost spit out my coffee. I'm like, just wait a second. Where's this read been? I don't even remember how. I think it was like $20,000.
$27,000. Yes,
It's a pretty good little chunk of change.
yes. So I mentioned Brian Windhorst. I do want to get to that audio. That was really something. And I don't know, Tausch, did you watch the game last night?
I did watch some of it. It's the first bits and pieces. I had a little Prize Picks action down, and it didn't go well again. So I did watch, and I was very unimpressed with Luka Doncic as well. I just
He's a whiner.
Yeah, I can't stand the constant. If you want to complain about a couple of calls and try to, I get it. That's what everybody does. But every play, and the fact that he is as good offensively and as bad defensively, and what Wendy said, I thought about anyone there to tell him that he needs to get his blank together.
Yeah.
It's the hardest thing for young stars to have when you don't have anyone. When you come into the league, and he came in as a young player from, I don't know, remember what league it was, but he had dominated that league, came in and was scoring the way he did. When you don't have anybody that you listen to, it's really tough. And I think that's where he's at. And hopefully somebody gets to him and says, "Man, you're a great offensive player, but everybody on earth is coming at you because you can't defend a chair." And maybe that will spur him on, but I think he's going to have to go through a little process to get there.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll get to that. We're going to talk to Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike coming up. But I don't call for the ball to start the show.
Lord knows you don't. We're all aware.
I know who stirs the drink around here. And
I
usually it's a cup of Karuba coffee from Quick Trip. But we had another softball game last night. The Cardinals improved to 2-0. But I don't think I did anything thank you, Hunter. I don't think I did anything wrong at all. But my
you sound
friend,
like Luka Doncic.
and assistant coach, which is, it's kind of strange because Melissa knows way more about softball than I do, but she doesn't want to be a head coach. She's done it a lot, so she didn't want to do that. So I'm the head coach for the second straight year. And we had a bit of a disagreement at the end of the game, she and I. Not heated, not angry like sometimes you and I get at each other, although rarely. But there was a play, and I reacted, and the umpire took what I said and did it, and Melissa thought I should have kept my mouth shut. So I'm going to paint the picture for you, okay?
Okay.
The Cardinals have an 8-0 lead. We have cobbled together a team with a few of our best players missing. We've had a good night. Everybody's kind of come through in their various roles. It is the bottom of the fourth inning. This is the last inning. We're up against the clock. So the Pirates are the home team. They're batting. They load the bases with 2 out. And a girl dribbles a short little out in front of the plate ball to the pitcher, who flips it to the catcher, who tags the runner sliding into home. And the umpire calls her safe. Except it's a force play, and she had her foot on home plate well before she tried to apply the tag. And I am not an arguer with umpires. I do the Tausch.
I sense that you are.
No, I'm really not. But I do use your technique of, look like pretty good pitch. You're right where you want to be. Throw that one again, kind of a thing. But that's all I do. But I reacted and said, wait, isn't it a force play? And the umpire said, yes, you're right. She's out. And the game was over. And Melissa thought I should have let them score a run and not protested the call.
Why?
I'm not wrong on this, right?
No, you're not. What's Melissa's deal?
Melissa just wanted the Pirates to have the feeling of scoring a run, which would have usually been the kind of thing that I might have done because, I want everybody to feel good and, be happy with themselves.
If you were on the other team, would you have been irritated with Jason Wilde?
I did apologize to the coach for reacting and to the umpire.
Why?
Because I don't usually talk back like that. But it was a clear force play. The bases were loaded.
You want the kids to understand the rules. You want the umps to make sure they understand the rules. Now, can you go overboard sometimes? Absolutely. I think we all have, anybody that's coached. But if it's right, it's right. And if it's not, you let them know. Usually you don't get calls changed. The only time I've really been irritated is when we had the father-son poo-poo platter, and old boy from home plate decided to call the ball. That was it was just one of the most ridiculous things. And then the other thing, and Max has started umping, and I've told him from the jump, hey, be loud, be decisive, and even if you're wrong, you can apologize later. Maybe I missed that one, but just be loud and make sure you're authoritative about it. I don't have a problem. You can be wrong. I might say, Blue, you got that one wrong, and I'm not going to sit there and harp on it the rest of the game, but that's all part of the deal. And the ump needs to know, if you don't know it's a force out, and I get it, you're at a younger level. There's umps that are learning how to do it, and as long as you're engaged and trying, I'm fine with it. It's when we've seen this a little bit with Eleanor's team. Kids are on their cell phones while the game's going.
What?
Can't do it.
Our umpire, by the way, is like 70 years old, so I think he knows the rules.
How are you getting 70-year-old umps to ump 10-year-old softball?
I think he just loves being part of the game.
You got to grow the game with having some young people umping.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know that Max was available.
You didn't do anything wrong, and Melissa couldn't be more wrong on this.
Good.
She couldn't be.
Can't wait to send her this clip. I feel better now.
Was it all just sympathy? If you're umping,
I think so.
Let me tell you a little something. Sports, you can be empathetic, and if you want to call off the dogs, totally get that. Like if you get a certain lead, you don't go on pass balls, you stop stealing. Right. We've actually had some incidents where a couple of us have been gone and some things have happened, and it's not great. You don't want to beat a team 35-3.
Ooh.
You want to beat them 18-3. So
yeah, that's sufficient.
But you still want your kids to get at bats, and you still want them hitting. It is what it is, man. You don't sit there and you don't just give up stuff. Like, what lessons are you teaching anybody by doing that?
Yeah, I don't know. Then we had ice cream.
Something tells me you're going to be softer when the next time this comes.
I usually am not, whether it's basketball or softball or whatever I might be coaching, I usually don't react. I like to be like Brad Stevens on the bench before he became the GM of the Celtics, which was just I don't yell, I don't react, and I just reacted. Hey, isn't that a force? Oh yeah, it is. She's out. Game was over, and then we shook hands. But it was. You're right. We shouldn't be giving away sympathy runs. It's not going to make you feel better to lose 8-1 on a play.
This isn't. This is sports, man. And again, if you want to, be in the feel good bit, you want everyone to compete, and you want it to be fair. And everything else is what it is. If you get your breaks beat in, let me tell you something. You learn a heck of a lot more lessons getting your breaks beat in than you do by winning a game 8-0. I can tell you, you're actually the opposing team last night probably learned more than you guys.
Well, we were missing 4 players, and we had people playing out of position. And I think they learned a lot of what they're capable of doing even when they're out of their comfort zones, including our catcher, who only had a touch home plate for that force play, instead tagged her and learned that I didn't need to tag her because she never plays catcher. So she did a great job. Anyway, big win for the Cardinals.
Sounds like she didn't do a great job. First off, she shouldn't have. If she's actually thinking she has a force and to tag, you shouldn't be standing on home plate. You should be straddling it and ready to slap tag. Like you shouldn't. If she didn't know,
she knew it was a force. I don't know why she also tagged her.
Didn't sound like she knew it was a force.
Well, she's
didn't sound like
not
the up
normally
knew.
a catcher.
Didn't sound like it. Sounded like the only person that knew is you. Kudos to you.
Which is, if I'm the only one who knows the situation, that means we're probably in trouble. All right. Speaking of being in trouble, we've got Evan Cohen scheduled to appear the day after the Tom Brady induction into the Patriots Hall of Fame.
That was an impressive deal. I actually watched some of that on my phone because the
I
NFL
helped
Network,
you with that.
The NFL Network must just be bunk. Like they must be done doing things.
What do you mean?
Well, they don't have Good Morning Football anymore. I don't know if they have any original programming. I turned on last night. The greatest player that ever play on your entire Shield league, however you want to put it, is retiring in front of thousands of people. It's the middle of summer, and you're not going to simulcast. I get that the Patriots want to push it to their website. I totally
Digi
understand.
only.
But the NFL, that's like a tailor-made thing. And instead, they have like the Carolina Panthers playing the Jaguars on their air last night. I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it.
Well, Tausch will report to us on the Tom Brady induction ceremony, and then we'll talk to Evan Cohen about it as well from Unsportsmanlike. So were you flipping in between? You had Tom Brady on your phone, and you had Luka Doncic complaining about calls?
I caught the Brady right at the end because I didn't know.
I
and then I
informed
watched
you.
the second half, hoping that Gafford grabbed a couple boards that never came.
Well, your Prize Picks night may not have gone well, but you can always look out your windows at home and think, hey, at least I got the best windows in the business.
Oh,
with
we do
Pella
have
windows
great
and
windows,
doors.
of course, because when we built our home, it was Pella windows and doors. And if you have an older home, and if you need new windows, you know where to go. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. The way they did things a century ago, it's a little different than it is today. Give Pella a call. Their team of experts can customize windows and doors that match any architecture from any era. Hunter, you got a favorite era? Been asking Middle Ages, Paleozoic, Cenozoic. You got an era?
Literally have never thought about that before in my
Well, you
life.
should start thinking about it. And if you
Gerald
are, it's
Ford
pretty
era.
easy. It doesn't matter what kind of home you live in. Just order today from Pella. You can get 0% interest for up to 48 months. Certain restrictions do apply. It ends June 30th, which this month of June is just flying. So get moving on it. Visit PellaWI.com today to learn more.
More next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here, encouraging you to save money and help save the planet by making an energy switch to Everlight Solar. Summer is here, and for many of us, that means more activities, more vacations, more time with our kids, and more money being spent on all of those things. So I know you're looking to save a few bucks. Why not save money and help save the planet by making an energy switch to Everlight Solar? Our family recently made the switch to solar, and we love it. At first, we weren't even sure where to start, and that's when we met the great team over at Everlight Solar. From the very first conversation, they educated us on the benefits of solar while also helping keep the process simple. Join us in saving a ton of money and creating a greener environment for our family and the community by switching to solar. Learn more and schedule a free consultation at everlightsolar.com. That's everlightsolar.com.
Gold medalist Matt Hamilton, judgmental Jim Rutledge, and Hamilton.
Kind of boo on the Caleb Williams hope, though.
Well,
I don't know.
He's coming for you. He's going to be better than Jordan Love. I hope they're both good, but I think Caleb's going to be better.
Can't wait for the text to start rolling in. Like, get this Bear fan off our radio.
I
This
know.
is why I'm the most loved guy on the show. Because absence makes the heart grow fonder, and Jim's a Bears fan.
Rutledge and Hamilton, presented by Coors Light. Weekdays 4 to 6 on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Wisconsin enjoys a rich history in broadcasting, which we celebrate at the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Hall of Fame. We honor those who have devoted their careers to serving their local communities as legendary broadcasters. The Wisconsin Broadcasters Hall of Fame, inside the Hilton Milwaukee City Center.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
Many people with unique homes reach out to Pella because our team of experts can customize windows and doors that match architecture from any era.
I love that I have a home that's 100 years old. It's a historic district, and we didn't want to ruin the look by having modern windows in an older home. When I found out that Pella had an architecturally accurate product line, they simply guided us and helped us to make a great decision for our home.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Certain restrictions apply in 6/30/2024.
Hello, I'm John Hayes, the owner of Goodman's Jewelers. It's been my pleasure to serve this community from this incredible store for over 4 decades. We stand upon high standards and classic traditions, pillars like honesty and integrity. Stop into Goodman's Jewelers, the longest-standing full-service jewelry store in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it yourself at 2 convenient Madison locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Honda certified technicians handle it all. You can even get flexible payment options. Fix your car now and pay later. Apply online to see your options in seconds with no hard credit check. Make your service appointment online at ZimbrickHonda.com. Zimbrick Honda Service Center on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
Starion Bank redefines local banking in Madison. As a community bank with a commitment to Dane County, experience a banking relationship where your goals are our priority. Enjoy competitive deposit and loan rates and a partnership that thrives on local engagement and support. Starion Bank is more than a full-service financial institution. It's a community pillar dedicated to your prosperity. Visit one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, offering banking, lending, mortgage, and cash management.
Like, share, and follow ESPN Madison everywhere. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for more great content from ESPN Madison. This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Tausch, are you... I know he was in your draft class. Are you a big Tom Brady fan?
Yes.
Explain.
I love when someone puts in everything they got and they reap the benefits, and I just admire Tom Brady's career in a lot of ways. Obviously, you know, we came in the same time, and just like when we talked about Mercedes Lewis yesterday, I just know how hard this is, and how much you have to give and sacrifice to be any good, and then to be at that level when you're not Drew Henson and you have to fight and beat him out even though you're a senior, and when you're the 6th quarterback and you find a way to make a football team, and then you continue to go, and then to be able to maintain and get better as you're aging, and to not give in to all of the other things. Oh, I've made a couple $100 million. Oh, it's strictly because he was a competitive freak. And I couldn't respect that part of it more. And to have the success that he had, nothing was given to him. He earned every blanking thing, and that's why if you got a chance to catch any of that last night, first of all, his speech was fantastic. Belichick's speech was great. The fact that every era of coach and teammate showed up for him last night in the middle of summer, it's just a testament to everything that he was about. So I think when you're talking about a football player and what they're trying to get done, I think Tom Brady epitomizes everything, and that's why I respect the heck out of him.
So you made a crack yesterday, and I know you weren't being mean-spirited about it, but the sacrifices he made, and the imbalance, perhaps, that it would appear maybe was the case in his life. How do you view that part of him? Because I mean, I know Max was tiny when you guys won the Super Bowl, but I look at how much you coach and you drive around for hockey tournaments and softball games and gymnastics meets. Like, you're extremely invested as a dad. Now, you did not have that pulling at you during your playing career. But as I watched some of that and I thought about what the cost was on the other side, he is an absolute legend. Never will be forgotten in the NFL. And on the personal side, I don't think I'm out of line to suggest that he paid a price there. Right?
Well, again, I don't know what all happened with the scenarios.
I get it.
I think he's probably put a lot of time in with his kids. Now, relationships, everybody's got their deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, is there a give and a take? And I've said this numerous times. If you're going to be the best of the best, and I don't care what field you're in, you're going to give up something else. You have to be psychotic about what you're doing.
Right.
Otherwise, you're not going to be the best of the best. I don't know anyone who is a monster executive of anything that has a well-balanced life. You don't. Football coaches don't. And
right.
That's why we see
don't.
all of that with a lot of coaches and how their families. You have to give. And what way is better? I think, obviously, if you can have great balance, that's fantastic in your life. But if you're so driven and this is where it's at, you're doing it. And you are sacrificing something else. And that you can frown upon that and say, well, this happened. And that's fair. But what you can't frown upon is the football side of it. And that's what I'm talking about. Tom Brady as a husband and everything, I have no clue. All I can tell you is he paid the price. He was willing to sacrifice. And I admire the fact that he was so invested in what he was doing, and everybody knew it, and he knew how to continue to handle it even with all of that great success. That is really hard to do, and that's why I tip my cap to him.
I agree with everything you said, and we don't know the ins and outs of his personal life, but
I'm just trying to think, who is I'm talking like a big-time executive. If you want to talk Bill Gates and Zuckerberg.
I don't know enough about executives.
No, I just see it, and they're not balanced, man. You don't get to where you're at if you're balanced. So what's the better way to do it? I would think that you'd want to be a big presence in your family's lives. In some ways, you figure out, I can fly here, I can helicopter there, and you try and figure it out. But the bottom line is you're giving up something else. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady did that. And you can admonish him and say, well, and you know what? You're every right to do it. But I'm just looking at it. This is a character in a TV show, as Jesse would put it. This is somebody, but this is someone that I think when you're in this business, you see it, and that's why he gets the respect that he does, is because he did pay that price.
No doubt, and he deserves that respect. And I'm not admonishing him. I'm intrigued by what it takes to be at that level, right?
And the percentage of people that want to do that is super slim. And then to actually be able to be talented enough and actually go and do it is another super slim, and that's why it is the narrowest of narrow margins of people that can actually execute that.
So if you did not get to catch the induction ceremony on Patriots.com, I thought you would respect the hell out of them.
I did. No,
it's
capital. I get it. I'm just saying that's the way this is all going to be going. I mean, I think the Packers will start, and they've already done it with a lot of their own content and everything else. I wouldn't be shocked if you just see more and more of it, because that's the way this is going. And I'm pushing Digi only here. Like, you see it. I didn't like it in the beginning. This is where it's headed. So you either jump on or you're going to get...
Adapt or die. So if you did not get to watch on your phone like Tausch did, here is a clip of that speech that Tausch is raving about from Tom Brady as he was inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame last night.
I would encourage everyone to play football for the simple reason that it is hard. It's hard when you're young to wake up in the off season at 6 a.m. to go train and work out, knowing that all your friends are sleeping in and eating pancakes. It's hard when you're on your way to practice, weighed down with all your gear, and it's 90 degrees out and all the other kids are at the pool or at the beach, and your body is already completely exhausted from workouts in 2-a-days. It's hard to throw, catch, block, and tackle, and hit kids when they're way bigger and way more developed than you, only to go home that night bruised and battered and strained, but knowing you have to show up again the next day for just the chance to try again. But understand this, life is hard. No matter who you are, there are bumps and hits and bruises along the way. And my advice is to prepare yourself, because football lessons teach us that success and achievement come from overcoming adversity, and that team accomplishment far exceeds anyone's individual goals.
That's what you're talking about.
You ready to run through a wall?
I am. It is inspiring. Although I do like sleeping in past 6 a.m.
What is it? Yesterday's pancakes don't. That's all I was thinking about when he said pancakes.
When he says pancakes, your face lit up.
I thought Marcus Johnson. What did he say again about those pancakes? That didn't make any sense when he said it. Exactly. And it turns out he didn't know what he was saying when he said it.
You can't get full on yesterday's pancakes.
Well, you can, but I understand the point that he's making, and the point Tom Brady's making there is. You better be willing to put in the time and the effort. If you don't, you're going to fall a little bit short of what you're shooting for.
Yeah, and he is the GOAT. There's no denying it. I am curious, when you look at what he's accomplished and you look at one of your former teammates who has certainly caught a lot of heat for not going to the Jets off-season mandatory minicamp, even though he took part in all the voluntary stuff. I feel contractually obligated to point that out. I am curious, when you juxtapose those two, it sure seems to me like Aaron Rodgers has paid that price.
Oh, he has. Achilles. But remember, Tom Brady missed mini camps too.
Yeah.
Especially with Tampa. And he sat out with New England when he was pissed off at Belichick. So it's not always a straight line, this is what we're doing. But the bottom line is, you know that the getting up and doing the things that other people don't want to do to be great, that's what separates you, and that's what Tom was saying there, and I thought it was awesome.
And that's what separates you when you go to Lac La Belle and you're playing with your buddies and you're dominating off the tee and your short game is on point. It's all because
I don't know about all that, but I'll tell you one thing. We have a ton of fun down there, and we experienced the rebirth of an American treasure in Oconomowoc. The club at Lac La Belle is where we love playing. I was down there a couple weeks ago, and, man, we had a great time, from the great driving range to the putting green and then the course itself. And I love the last three. You get to do a little scramby action out there, and then when you get done, you go up and you sit up on the hill and you get to look over the sunset. You have weddings going on. There's event spaces if you're looking to do that. They have great food, great drinks. And then the beautiful part about it is you snap your fingers and you're home. 45 minutes to an hour back, either to Milwaukee or Madison. It is the birthplace of golf in Wisconsin, a rich history you feel once you arrive, a historic past that meets a vibrant future. Go to clubatlaclapel.com to start your journey today.
Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wisconsin's all-time sack leader is finally a Hall of Famer.
Sala led the Big Ten, always revved up to come off that corner.
Congratulations to ESPN Madison's Tarek Sala, proud member of the UW Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2024.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance, like your first home expansion or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin. Join the Wisconsin Badgers at Camp Randall this fall. Don't miss out on your chance to cheer on the Badgers. Order a Wisconsin football 3-game mini pack today and enjoy the flexibility to tailor game day to your schedule. Simply choose 3 games, including key matchups like Oregon or Penn State. Then lock in your seats before kickoff this fall. Plus, save up to $10 per ticket and secure the best available seats before single game tickets go on sale. Visit uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS. That's uwbadgers.com or 1-800-GO-BADGERS.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love, with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Calling all athletes, Total Athlete Performance is here to take your game to the next level. Join them with summer speed camps available in both Verona and DeForest. Maximize your speed gains with intense acceleration-focused work, as well as max velocity and top-end speed training. Their trainers will tailor a weight room program specific to you with force velocity profiling. Plus, with data tracking and video analysis, you'll get to watch your progress firsthand. Visit tapwisconsin.com for more information. That's tapwisconsin.com.
Play where the Badgers play and enjoy a round at University Ridge Golf Course, the official course of the University of Wisconsin and host of the annual AmFam Championship. It's easy to see why University Ridge is consistently rated among the best public courses in Wisconsin. Whether it's a tournament, a corporate event, or just a golf outing with family and friends, University Ridge will make sure that you have an enjoyable golf experience from start to finish. Book your tee time today at universityridge.com. That's universityridge.com.
The second annual ESPN Madison Open presented by Coors Light is right around the corner and you can swing into the fun. Join us on Monday, August 5th at Bishops Bay Country Club and help raise money for the Miracle League of Dane County. Join this exclusive event and you'll receive 18 holes of golf, food and drinks, ESPN Madison swag, and much more. Sign up today at espnmadisonOpen.com. That's espnmadisonOpen.com. Sign up today, donate, and make dreams come true with the Miracle League of Dane County, because every child deserves a chance to play ball.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
When severe weather hits and the power goes out, do you have a plan? For reliable power and peace of mind, propane can do that. It only takes about 10 seconds for a propane-powered generator to restore power to your home. So no matter what Mother Nature has in store, you know you're prepared. Learn more at wipga.org. This message is sponsored by your local propane provider and the Wisconsin Propane Education and Research Council.
This weekend on ESPN Radio, the AL East leading New York Yankees storm into Fenway Park to go head-to-head with the Boston Red Sox.
Red Sox Yankees, it's what everybody wants.
Coverage begins Saturday at 6:30 Eastern and Sunday at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
I'm throwing caution. What's it gonna be? Tonight the winds of change are blowing wild and free. If I don't get out of this town, I just might.
Time for Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike. Evan, good morning. How are you?
Jason, how are you?
Great. Did you, I'm curious because we were just talking about Tom Brady and football is hard and how good his speech was and how early he got up as a kid to work and everything. And I'm wondering, given your work schedule, which is not as hard as Tom Brady went through, but you are up very early in the morning. Did you watch his induction because you love Tom Brady so much that you stayed up late going into Unsportsmanlike, or did you watch it this morning as you got ready for your show?
So last night, my wife had a work event out of town. My son and I were lying down in my bed with the Celtics-Mavs game on the TV on mute, and we watched the entire 3 hours on a second screen little phone of the Brady event last night. So I watched it all live, start to finish, both the game and Brady. So I saw the whole thing.
And what was more impressive, the speech or Luka Doncic's complaining?
Oh, my God, enough of Luka. Unbelievable. Their complaining is out of control. You know, I could go on forever with that one. Oh, my God. Can you think of a time, and I'm sure somebody's going to do their research, and MJ or LeBron or somebody. I have no memory of a star player fouling out of a three-point game down 2-0 in the NBA Finals at home with 4 minutes and 12 seconds to go in the midst of a 22-2 run. How the heck do you foul yourself out of the game and then blame the referees for all of it? By the way, if you know this goes for anything in life, but in sports specifically, if you know something is going against you, like Luka made up in his mind the refs were going against him, right? Like, all right, they're out to get me tonight, which is not true, but like, all right, whatever. Don't you have to change your style to not be flopping all over the place? Isn't there an adjustment that has to be made? He was so tough to watch. You want to talk about aesthetically displeasing? There's nobody less fun to watch in the NBA than Luka.
James Harden.
Great, don't get me wrong.
James Harden.
James Harden with the Rockets, not currently.
Okay.
Not currently.
Yeah,
Tausch, be fair. You're not watching Clippers games every night. I get it.
I'm not watching a ton of clip show. But I think Luka, the Stars don't think they're going to get fouled out. So I think that's probably thinking, well, they can't call this. They're not going to do it. They won't do it. And when they did, I think he was shocked.
In a three-point game, it's
I'm just telling you.
It's crazy.
You know those guys, the Stars don't think they know because they're going to remind the refs, hey, I got 5 now. Another one, I'm gone, and they put him in a spot. They wouldn't have called. I don't think they would have called it had everybody not fallen to the floor. I think they just let it go, but they didn't.
Yeah. Well, that's part of it.
Yeah, and what did you think of Windy? Just going for the throat on Doncic.
I mean, Jason probably knows him well, too. I know Brian well. I'm not saying we're like best friends, but I know him well enough. Brian does not do what he did
tier
last
is he? What tier? Is he a tier 3 or tier 4?
Probably tier 4.
Okay.
Maybe tier 5.
Okay.
We're not like hanging out.
Where's Wilde in there?
Where's
Wilde?
Tausch? I want to get an understanding of the scale.
Yeah.
So I'm not on the scale. So where is Tausch?
I'd like my scale to be a little less these days. Boy, was that a terrible look for me today on television. But go ahead.
So where is Tausch on your tiers
What are you
of
saying?
friends?
You look heavy on TV? Is that what you're saying?
That is what I'm saying. Tausch in terms of friendship is a very interesting one. So I think my opinion is Tausch and I are real-life friends. I believe I would tell Tausch literally anything. I think Tausch would tell me most things. I think if we lived in the same town, we'd be even closer than we are right now.
Or if you'd visit when I'm in the same state. Either way, yeah.
Yeah, or if I visit when I'm in the same state, I agree with that. Yeah, that's a good point. I did not make the effort to even think about visiting. Forget visiting. I never thought about it.
I know.
I never even went to the thinking about
So I think
when
that
I was
might
in
be
Milwaukee last
that
week.
might be down to 3.
So
I would have thought we were tier 2, and now after last week, maybe tier 3. That's kind of where. That's what I would guess.
I think you're tier 2, closer to 1 than you are 3. But in the moment off of last week, I understand why you'd say
I
closer
thought
to
that
3
too.
than 1.
Yeah. Hey,
yeah, that's fair.
So I saw on Sportsmanlike you had Kimberly Martin on, and she crushed you. Like, you were talking about, I think it was the no-show socks and something about how unhip you are. And it was subliminal, but she showed it. And you were dumbfounded when she basically said that I don't even know how she phrased it, but it hurt your feelings. I could see it.
Did not in any way, shape, or form because we're friends.
Okay.
So,
what tier?
no, I would tell you.
Which tier are you and Kimberly?
Yeah, it's a good question. Here's the thing. I think we need to define friendship because, Hembo from Grady and I have become friends, and I did not let him call us friends until I decided we were friends. So I think that friendship is defined based on meals. I think if you go out, if you voluntarily non-work, I have a theory on this.
Tornado.
Non-work. Yes, right. Non-work, go out to lunch with somebody or dinner with somebody voluntarily. That's kind of the mark of the friendship. It's like you don't have to. You choose to.
Yeah.
Tausch and I have been to Tornado multiple times together.
Mhm.
And Tausch and I have been to dinner together in probably at least 5 or 6 different states. That's true.
That's pretty
right?
good. I hadn't
And-
thought of it that way. That's fair. Yeah.
And think about this. The next level of friendship, when you approach the tier 1, if you have a significant other, the significant others go to dinner.
Yeah.
Tausch and I have done that.
That's true. Okay. Now I feel better about that. Another thing that you hit on.
Wait, Mike, you're closer to tier 1 now, I guess.
Yeah, no,
By the way, can I have a couple?
The Florida thing
I have a
really
couple of
stung
topics
me.
for you,
When
but-
I was in the same state as
Oh
you
my
and you weren't going to
God.
drive 3 hours across Alligator Alley, that hurt my feelings. But I moved on. Just like I don't know.
Sounds like it.
Yeah,
Sounds
no,
like
I'm good. I'm good. So you have crushed Smalls and the St. Louis Cardinals fans for cheering for whatever the dude's name is that's Dayton Livy done for the Pirates. I don't know, Renus, what's his name?
Paul Keynes, yeah.
Keynes.
Or Keen.
Keen, whatever. Yeah, you didn't know it either. So
Keynes, I think.
how did
Yeah.
you view last night when Peyton Manning, the big rival, comes to Foxborough and gets a monster round of applause at Foxborough? You okay with that, though?
Yeah, I'm not sure if you know, they didn't play a game last night. Tausch.
No, I
they
understand.
weren't playing.
No, I understand.
I mean, that is one of the worst comps you've ever made. They weren't in uniform.
I've
There
had a
wasn't
couple. I've had some
competition.
croquet and golf. I've had some other ones, so it's not the worst.
It's not
Okay,
good.
Wait, I want to point out a couple of things. Can I point out a couple of things?
It's
I'm gonna
your
put this out on
segment. You do
Twitter.
what you want.
Yeah, I agree. Why prepare for you guys? I actually legit think of angles and topics to talk about with you guys that I want your opinion on. So I was thinking about this today, and I'm going to put
Okay.
this out on Twitter, Adamco Radio later. But
Good
how
plug.
many modern day athletes in our lifetime could have what happened last night for them happen? And what I mean by that is 60,000 fans,
Yep.
literally every former teammate,
Yeah, it was awesome to
every
see.
former coach,
Yep.
every former coach.
Yeah.
And Drew Bledsoe made a great point. He said, Tom, the fans are going to be here no matter what, but all of us wouldn't always come here. We all came back for you. That's the kind of teammate you were. That I thought was fascinating
Mm-hmm.
because, of course, for example, if Favre Rodgers had that at Lambeau, the place would be packed. It would be sold out. People could say what they want now about Rodgers. It would still be sold out, right? But how many former teammates and coaches
It's a good
and
question.
just people around? I think the only person I immediately thought of in team sports is Derek Jeter.
That's
Because
a good
even
one.
if you think about people, A-Rod would be there. They work together now. Girardi would be there. Torrey would be there. And then all of it, O'Neal and I know I'm going deep on the Yankees, Martinez, Posada, whatever, they'd all be there. But how many other athletes in team sports get 60,000, every coach both sides of the ball, and every former player?
I mean, would Peyton get that? I don't know because
yes, he would.
I think
Yes, he
Peyton
would.
Manning
Oh, yes, he
probably
would.
would.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't know from a
Great one.
baseball standpoint. Is there somebody maybe Ichiro? I don't know. That's what made last night so impressive, and it wasn't because
Wade got it. Wade got it in Miami. Giannis will get it in Milwaukee, I believe. There's nobody that dislikes Giannis around the Bucks, right? I mean, that's my knowledge.
yeah.
I mean, maybe Bud, but give it a few years.
Oh.
I don't know if Adrian Griffin
LeBron
will be
won't.
there. I don't know if anybody wants
LeBron
him
will not get
there.
that.
No way. No way.
I don't even know
No
where
chance.
he'd retire. That's where I'm at with him. I don't know. Does he retire as a Laker? I don't know where he even.
Cav. He would go. Here's the thing: the most amount of years in a row he spent with one team, the Lakers. The best play he's ever had in his career, the Heat. Where he retires will be Cleveland's. If I had to bet in terms of the team, it's funny. We're probably gonna do something on this tomorrow because if you noticed last night, Randy Moss got
that
the
was
biggest
awesome.
ovation
That was
outside of
so
Brady
cool.
Belichick. It was
Yep.
amazing.
Yep.
And it was so unexpected.
It hit
And
him.
one of the things that we were discussing.
It hit him hard.
Yeah, well, one of the things. Oh, did it ever?
It was
One
awesome.
of the things we were discussing is these nomadic players, and do they have homes? Like you just said about LeBron, Kevin Durant. Randy Moss now has a home.
Yeah.
Randy Moss is a Patriot.
Yep.
You could say his best years were with Minnesota, but he's a Patriot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other thing, okay?
Oh,
And
yeah.
this is gonna be intense. So here we go.
All right.
Canty this morning called Aaron Rodgers a serial arsonist. Everywhere he goes, he lights on fire.
Yeah, no, I heard that on my drive in, and I think that's a bit harsh. I do. Did he really burn down the Packers operation? No, he didn't. Matter of fact, you can make an argument. The Packers did not burn down. They didn't. So where's the arson?
If you light something on fire, that doesn't guarantee that it burns down.
Now your comparison's getting pretty bad. Arsonist means it's burned down. There's no crime if you just start a campfire. It's when you burn a place down. All right? You don't say serial arsonist and you just have like a little baby s'mores that you're making. Like, that's not what arson is.
Okay, but all right, let me ask Jason a couple of questions here, okay? I'm putting you on the witness stand here. Did Aaron Rodgers try to burn down the Packers?
No, he tried to take control of the Packers and have them do everything his way, which has obviously worked out pretty well for the Jets.
Okay. Has Aaron Rodgers burnt down relationships, human relationships?
No doubt. Absolutely, no doubt.
Okay. Has he, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt on this one. Has he unintentionally started to light the matches around the Jets?
Look, I wanted to get to this, and this stream of consciousness, I deal with it with Tausch as it is, but now we're doing it with important guests that we never actually finished the Windy conversation, which I agree with you.
What a great spin, because Wilde doesn't want to talk about Rodgers as a serial arsonist. See, Evan, that's professional right there.
Yeah, no.
I'm so dumb, I never even realized we didn't finish the Windy conversation.
Jason, where would you like to go with Windy?
Thank you.
Is he a serial arsonist?
I appreciate being given them. No, because I want to get to the Rodgers stuff with Evan too. These are both things I wanted to talk about today. Let me finish the Windy thing first, because I think in a weird way it ties into the Rodgers thing with me, and that is, I thought you said it really well, because this is how I view, and Windy is much more accomplished and way better than I am, but I think when he says something like he did last night, kind of like when I have an actual strong opinion on something on this show, stop mumbling beneath your breath. I think it has a little more legitimacy, because I'm not spewing takes all the time. And I saw Windy say that. I was watching SportsCenter, and I was like, whoa, because that's not who he is. And I thought it was an outstanding take. We're going to play it later in the show. But basically, he took Luka Doncic to the woodshed for his complaining, his not understanding the situation. I thought it was outstanding. And so I would like to think, when it comes to Rodgers, when I say certain things, having had the reputation of being his toady and all this other stuff, that I would like to think that it has more gravitas, because I feel like I know him, or knew him, better than anybody that's ever covered him. And I still correspond with him. I have not corresponded with him since this mandatory minicamp thing. But look, I'm not afraid to be critical of him when I think it's deserved. And I don't care that he was there for all the voluntary stuff. I don't care that this should not be a major factor in whether they win or lose games this season. I just think that hypocrisy is really, really, really a bad look. And you can't 3 months ago say you need to get everything out of the building that is a distraction and doesn't contribute to winning, and then whatever. I don't care what this is. I don't think he's becoming a father. I don't think he's getting married. So whatever this is that caused him to miss these 2 days, especially given his behavior since getting to New York, which I think has been his way of admitting that I screwed up in 2022 by skipping the offseason program with a bunch of young guys coming into the team, and that was arsonist-esque. The fact that you say one thing and then your behavior betrays what you said about the organization is a really bad look, and there's no excuse for it. So, again.
Jason?
Yes.
When Brian Windhorst went out of the norm as a storyteller, a great storyteller, audibly and in writing, and gave a strong opinion, it took over the news cycle for 24 hours, and Brian has to accept that. You are a great storyteller, audibly and in writing. What you just did is about to take over the news cycle for the next 24 hours. You have to accept that.
I think we've already said that it's the hypocrisy of that is a bad look for him. And I would hope.
I know, but I'm saying you were just strong and great, and you're right about everything you're saying. But, like, every show is now going to run with that, rightfully so, because it's you saying that. And that was your windy point, right? And, like, the equation that you made of those that are storytellers, like yourself and like Brian, maybe you don't describe yourself that way. I would describe you that way.
No, I would.
When a storyteller is telling a story with such a strong opinion and the level of frustration has reached that boiling point, becomes a talking point for the rest of us. That what you're saying is dead on. And that's, by the way, I echo those sentiments. I said to Canty and Michelle over the last 2 days, I said, this is not about whether or not it affects the season. It's about him being the one that said, don't do anything to alter the football path.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this is about. Where he is, I have no idea. Canty, and I'm sure Tausch can vouch for this as well, said there are easily excused absences if you're direct with your coach and tell the coach, hey, I got this going on, I got that going on. The Jets, where I think this actually ends up, separate from what just happened here, where I think this actually ends up is I think Rodgers is going to be annoyed with the Jets because they didn't cover for him.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. And why didn't they?
That's the question. Yep, I agree with that.
I don't understand that. And when I say cover for him, I want to be clear. I don't like lying. I'm not suggesting to lie. When I say cover for him, it's, Aaron told us he's been here all summer, or all spring.
Yeah.
Not a big deal. We're going to see him in a few weeks. I told him I need 10 practices from him. He's already given me 10. By the time it's all done, I'm going to get 20 out of him. We're in good shape. No big deal.
Evan,
it's funny that that didn't happen.
Yeah, Evan, why do you think they didn't? Because it would have been super easy. I mean, the Packers let Jair Alexander and X and some of these guys leave and say they were here all. It would have been really easy for Bob Saleh just to say that, but he didn't. Why? Windy.
I don't
Why?
Know. Why would he
Windy
do that?
and Tausch.
Why?
I like that. For the rest of the show, it's Windy and Tausch.
Knock it off.
Cool. Anyway, so I don't know the answer to that question.
But why do you think?
Okay. So my only answer to that would be they're sick of him.
Mm.
And what he's doing in their minds may be so ridiculous that they have to now cover for him that they're like, screw it, we're not covering for him. Now, I don't even know what that means because everybody's doing the reckless speculation. Oh, he's at an ayahuasca retreat. Well, nobody would be surprised by that. Oh, he's in a cave. Nobody would be surprised by that.
Right.
Oh, he's hanging out with Tucker Carlson and Joe Rogan. Nobody would be surprised by that. This almost feels like a level of surprise. They're like, really? That's where you're going instead of practice? Because all of the speculative stuff would be based on past experience that we're suggesting he may do again.
Yeah,
I have no. I mean, without saying what he's doing, do either of you know what he's doing?
I don't. I do not.
No clue.
Yeah, I mean, Tausch, just out of curiosity, will your opinion change at all about this if you find out he went to Augusta with friends and you're sitting there doing a show?
Yes, I'd be livid. That would be the only thing that would make me irritated.
You would destroy him.
If that was it, yes, then I'll come out guns a-blazing.
Well,
and the other thing I'd add, because you're about to be the news cycle, as you know.
News cycle Wildy, I love it.
Great.
You should see how uncomfortable he is right now, Evan Cohen. That is fun.
He knows it.
Hey,
Jason, you know it.
And I would say this, and I haven't texted him to say it, but what I said, I would say to his face. I would. Because I don't understand it, and I would probably couch it as, help me understand this, because this makes no sense to me that you said what you did 3 months ago, and then you're not there for the mandatory minicamp. I don't understand that.
Right.
Help me understand it. That is what I would say to him.
See, there's a couple of other things very quickly. I know we're up against it. Not that you guys care about that.
That's true. We
definitely don't.
Number one, I have no understanding if they knew why he was going to be gone, why they had to do the camp now. Second thing is, because I would have just moved the dates for everybody at that point, right? If it's Rodgers, it's the old Parcells Belichick thing. When Belichick was the defensive coordinator, he goes to Parcells' office. He famously told the story. He said, "Hey, I just got to let you know, LT was 8 minutes late for the meeting today." And Parcells says to him, "Why'd you start the meeting before he got there?" It's like, Why are you starting mandatory minicamps without Rodgers when you've already built the entire team around him? That's number one. Number two, this is where Tausch has to help us understand. If we're going to say these mandatory minicamps don't mean anything, which I believe, how come 31 of 32 quarterbacks are there and they're mandatory?
I think the mandatory part is strictly to limit holdouts and to force people to kind of show their hand. But otherwise, it's a lot different than what it was in the old days. Now you're incentivizing guys to go with 70 or 80% attendance to get their money, and people are more willing to show up and do it. And I think the quarterback position, we all know it's a leadership position, and it needs to be an example. You're setting an example. But I am with you. If Robert Saleh just came out and said, man, he has been here, he's been awesome.
Right.
He's been here every day of this offseason. He had a prior commitment that he's going to, and we're fine with him because he's already done all the work, and he's going to be ready to go in July.
No, not a good answer.
No, it is.
No,
it's a really good answer.
No,
it is.
No. Prior
disagree.
commitment. No.
Yeah.
Aaron, guys, you should be letting them know the last time they met with the media. Yeah, we're looking forward to the rest of it. We got some mini camp coming up. Aaron's been here already 10 times. He's going to rejoin us at this time. Oh, where's he going to be? Oh, we gave him those 3 days off. We want to give the backups reps there. He's already had all the reps we need. We've asked him. You can't say he has a prior commitment. You've got to make it your decision.
Okay, I forgot I'm dealing with media. Okay, fine. I don't care if you say he's done all this. Okay.
That's important.
I
That's
understand.
your job.
Okay, I understand. Okay, I won't say prior commitment. All right.
You just went down to level 3 friends now.
What a way to end it. Evan, we enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Tausch, tell us about Kohler Services, since I feel like that was a really, really, and then we kind of just petered out there at the end.
Went a little long. If your bath or shower's been a little long in the tooth and you need a remodel, we know who to call. Kohler Services. Turn to them. Family-owned business for 150 years. Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer, providing care for life. And this month only, you can get 0% interest for 12 months on your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
You may think the 9 o'clock hour is over because it's 10:01, but it's not. More next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Like, share, and follow ESPN Madison everywhere. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for more great content from ESPN Madison. This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Mark Tauscher here, and when I was on the hunt for a hot tub, I found Patio Pleasures, a locally owned family business. Patio Pleasures has a passion for making your home a place for recovery and relaxation. And that's why I'm excited about my new cold plunge from Patio Pleasures. They only showcase premium recovery and relaxation products, and that's how I know it's going to be great. Gear up for spring and check out Patio Pleasures' 2 incredible showrooms, Madison West and Sun Prairie.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers, proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Hunter Vaughn. The Wisconsin women's volleyball team announced their complete 2024 schedule on Wednesday afternoon. The Badgers kick off the season at Louisville, taking on the Cardinals on Tuesday, August 27th. Also in non-conference play is a rematch of the national semifinal match against the Texas Longhorns. The Badgers open up Big Ten play on November 20th as they host the Minnesota Golden Gophers. You can hear every match right here on your new home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball, 100.5 ESPN.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
I knew that we were going to be getting engaged soon and needed to do some ring shopping. Heard the radio ads of Chalmers and decided, hey, we should give it a shot at Chalmers.
They were just awesome at accepting us through the door and understanding what she wanted in terms of how she wanted it, and they delivered.
Everybody always is telling me how sparkly my ring is. They tell me that they really like the style of the ring and the setting that it's in. I am ecstatic with it.
Thank you, Chalmers.
LabCorp Clinical Trials is changing to a new name, Fortrea. While the name may be different, Fortrea combines decades of great experience and professionalism with new opportunities for clinical trial participation. It's more than a mission and more than a new name. Fortrea is dedicated to moving healthcare forward. To learn more about the future of healthcare and upcoming clinical trials, visit us at FortreaClinicalTrials.com. That's FORTREA clinicaltrials.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
Many people with unique homes reach out to Pella because our team of experts can customize windows and doors that match architecture from any era.
I love that I have a home that's 100 years old. It's a historic district, and we didn't want to ruin the look by having modern windows in an older home. When I found out that Pella had an architecturally accurate product line, they simply guided us and helped us to make a great decision for our home.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Certain restrictions apply in 6/30/2024.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
I am not overly thrilled with the idea of being the news cycle, as you could probably tell from my face.
I sensed that, but it was really good, and it was insightful.
Yeah, and look, I would like to reiterate, and maybe I'll text him after we get done with the show today. I don't know where he is. Maybe he's not getting text messages, but I don't understand.
FaceTime him.
I've heard that's the way to get a hold of him. I just don't. And we don't talk. Look, we don't talk anymore about him on this show very much.
I agree.
We went through a phase where we talked about him all the time.
About 7 years. Yep.
And rightfully so. But we don't. But again, my issue, and I don't care if your name is Aaron Rodgers or Jordan Love or Josh Allen. It doesn't matter. When you go to a Jets franchise that has been historically inept and dysfunctional, and you put your flag in the ground and say, we can't be losers anymore. That's basically what he said, right? The behavior around here is a loser's way to approach things. We need to get all the BS out of the building. And then for this to play out the way it has, and to your point about him, and again, we don't have to, I want to get to what Wendy said. I want to get to some of the things that Matt LaFleur said, because we care about the 2024 Packers above everything else on this program conversationally. But when you say that, your actions have to match that. And I don't know what he's doing, and maybe it'll come out. I just don't understand why you would put yourself and your team in this situation. It's not the end of the world. It's not. But the hypocrisy of saying what he did and then this looking this way is a problem.
I have always been, you try not to be hypocritical, and sometimes sometimes life comes at you and you're going to end up looking hypocritical. I can't stand that. I think in this case, you can look at 100 different things, but the question I have still is, why did the Jets handle it the way they did? That's the intriguing part. Everything else is what it is.
Yeah. And I don't know. And I know that Saleh tried to walk it back yesterday to some degree and lavish him with praise and how engaged he's been.
I got a hunch Evan's going to be right. There's a lot going on there. And the Jets needed to get off to a fast start regardless, because I think that's one of those, again, when you bring older players in and you try to mix, it's not a group that's building. And what Goody did with these young guys growing together, you're going to be able to withstand things more. I don't know what's going to happen if the Jets get punched in the face like Mike Tyson said. Are they going to get up, or are they just going to say, how invested are we? That's the risk you take when you go with an older team, because a lot of times it's be like, man, my time is gone. My time is come and gone. And if you don't have the right people in place, things can get sideways real quick. We'll see how that shakes out, because I got a hunch they're gonna face some adversity real soon, and we'll see how that plays.
We'll get to the Packers and their mini camp, which wrapped up with a number of players.
Why just schedule 2 days? Why would you put it out there? You're having 3 days. People coming in. We all know that there's a day. Just say we're only going to practice 2 days. You're not surprising anyone anymore. It used to be, we're going to shock you. We're going to have a bus pick you up, and you're going to go bowling, and they'd make us get taped up and make us do all of it. And eventually, after like 2 or 3 years, we're like, all right, man, we know what's up. Now, What are we going to be doing?
Right.
Now, don't do. I would recommend the Packers just say, all right, we're only going to have 2 days. So if fans are driving in and doing it,
yeah, I don't. It
doesn't make any sense.
Just to that point, briefly, before you tell us about AmFam, they don't open these anymore.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense either.
I railed against it a year ago, and nobody cared.
No, I think people care. It's just nothing's going to change, because the Packers are going to do things the way they're going to do them.
There is no doubt about that. But they've got a great partnership.
I kind of understood last year with the first year. You have an exciting young group. Let people enjoy it and see them. Like, what are we doing? I sent you a tweet. We'll look at that later. And you said great relationship with AmFam. Oh, yeah. Well, folks, it's that time of the year again. Nobody tailgates like Brewers fans. But what if I told you American Family Insurance can help take your tailgating to the next level? And, man, this is a cool promotion. Enter the Superfan Tailgate Sweepstakes for an all-expenses-paid day at American Family Field with your own personal chef for you and 5 friends. How cool is that? You'll get field-level tickets, gift cards to some of your favorite spots at the stadium, and it's simple. Just go to amfam.com/brewer to enter today. No purchase is necessary. Dream fearlessly. Insure carefully.
The 10 o'clock hour starts in 2 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Grab a Coke and grab some cash with the Coca-Cola Summer Cash Grab, only from Quick Trip. Play daily in your Quick Rewards app for a chance to win up to $250,000. Earn extra chances to enter by purchasing any qualified Coke, Monster Energy, Powerade, Body Armor, Smart Water, or Core Power Elite products with Quick Rewards. Summer just got a whole lot cooler with Quick Trip and Coca-Cola. No purchase necessary. See QuickTrip.com/sweepstakes for details.
Hey, this is former Badger Brad Norton.
9 minutes of fake. Great call and great execution.
You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
What is up, Madison? I'm Hunter Vaughn. Your Sports Center update is brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out at 220 State Street and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Milwaukee Brewers got a series victory over the Toronto Blue Jays yesterday afternoon with a 5-4 victory. It looked like the rout was on after Milwaukee put up a 5-run 6th inning to take a 5-1 lead, but the Blue Jays made it a game in the top of the 9th, scoring 3 runs before the Brewers finally closed the door. The Brewers are off today before they host the Reds for a 3-game series. First pitch on Friday for Game 1 is at 7:10 from AmFam Field. Freddie Peralta is on the bump for the Brew Crew. Milwaukee's currently in first place in the NL Central. They have a 7-game lead over the Reds, Cubs, and Cardinals, with the Pirates sitting at 7.5 games back. In volleyball, the Wisconsin Badgers announced their complete schedule for the 2024 season. They'll open up the season at the Louisville Cardinals, and then they'll follow that up with a rematch of last year's national semifinal against Texas. Hour 2 of Wilde and Tausch starts now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Did we get this far into the show without talking about the biggest news in sports yesterday?
I don't know.
A 5-run, 5-hit explosion in the 6th inning, followed by a 4-run 7th inning, writes John Mason in your Wisconsin State Journal. The Sun Prairie East Cardinals are playing for a championship at the WIAA State Baseball Tournament.
Yeah, we're heading there tonight. We'll be up in Appleton to watch that bad boy.
Close to my neck
try
of
to
the
see
woods.
Sun Prairie East win a championship.
What time's first pitch? Maybe
Scheduled
Sid
to
and I
appear
will come
at
down and
6
watch.
o'clock, I believe, is the tip. Whether or not rain and everything else got that, but yeah, it should be against the deepier, whatever they call themselves.
The Redbirds. Redbirds.
Cardinals versus Redbirds.
That's a great ballpark up there in Appleton.
A Redbird is going to win a championship tonight.
Are you going with Big O? I mean, obviously, Big O will be there. He doesn't have a
graduation to go to. Jenny O will probably be up there too. I'm guessing.
Jenny O?
I'm guessing there will
like
be
the hot dogs.
No, it's turkey. I don't think Jenny O's hot dogs.
Oh, turkey hot dogs. Yeah, Jenny O.
It's not hot dogs. You don't think of Jenny O and you think hot dogs. Nobody would say
hot
it.
dogs.
No,
Yeah.
nobody is going to say anything. You say Jenny O, you think turkey. You don't think turkey dogs. Nobody.
Okay. I'm going to look at their product line. I'm pretty sure they have
You go
turkey
ahead and
hot
study
dogs.
their product line. They may have a turkey dog, but nobody's thinking turkey dog. They're thinking turkey when you say it. But yes, I'm sure there'll be a nice crowd.
Turkey
There'll be a
Franks.
lot of folks heading that way tonight.
Turkey Franks. You can pick them up today at Walmart for $2.22. Well, congratulations to the Cardinals and the Redbirds. I don't think Domofsky will be there. His boys don't play baseball anymore, but you will be there for the
I'm
Cardinals.
guessing he's still going to be a supportive fan of the program. It's not like he's just in it for the kids, for his own kid. He's probably looking at a big picture too. I would hope.
Yeah, I don't know. I know he's got a similar vacation trip planned as you do, so he might be reaching out to get your insights from your previous trip that you took.
I'll send him to Sarah, who did a fantastic job.
Did all the work. Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
All right. I only brought that up because what I really wanted to do was get us somewhere in the general vicinity of being back on the clock. So
Okay.
I do want to get to the mini camp as much as I could talk about Zane Anderson some more. I had a few questions for Matt LaFleur that I'd like to get to because I thought that they were important. Again, I don't want to make these, whether it's talking about Aaron Rodgers or talking about the Packers and these 2 days, I don't want to make this sound like it's the end-all, be-all, because it's not. We talked about it. It was just an extension of the OTAs for these guys. He excused a number of players from the last day or 2 days of the entire offseason program. But there is a vibe around this team, man, and I'm telling you, it is a very, very, very positive one.
Mm-hmm.
But Matt LaFleur is not making any grand pronouncements. We'll talk about that coming up. Want to remind you that you can experience the luxury of a Stearns & Foster mattress right now at Steinhafels. Featuring layers of premium material beneath a timeless hand-stitched cover, Stearns & Foster mattresses provide the entire family with a luxurious, which is a great word, sleep experience. Plus, you'll get $300 in Steinhafels cash when you buy one. So feel the collection's handcrafted comfort and support at Steinhafels today, or just shop online at steinhafels.com. We'll talk about what Matt LaFleur said and what he didn't say next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
At Fleet Farm, we know every sunny day doesn't begin and end with us. But if it did, we've got you covered. Everyday fishing gear from Rapala, Berkeley, and Minn Kota. Everyday grilling goods from Weber, Kingsford, and Blackstone. Everyday camping gear from Coleman, Yeti, and Eureka. Whatever makes your day, we're right there with you. At Fleet Farm, we've got everything you need for everyday life.
One call, that's all. It's not just a slogan, but a way of life at Gruber Law Offices. If you've been injured, call our team today. We've represented tens of thousands of injured Wisconsinites for well over 30 years. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Metro Ford Madison is Madison's trusted Ford dealership. Whether you're in the market for a new or new-to-you vehicle, Metro Ford of Madison has the customer service that's second to none. Metro Ford is also the home of the 2 years no-charge maintenance offer on new vehicle purchases, making it the place to go for the new Ford of your dreams. Browse their inventory, schedule a service, or see this month's offers at MetroFordofMadison.com. That's MetroFordofMadison.com.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
The GRB Rays have established themselves as one of the top baseball programs in the Midwest and the country. GRB Academy offers training programs for players of all ages and skill levels. Learn from some of the best baseball coaches in the area and find the program that fits your training goals and your schedule. Spots are filling up fast, so visit grbacademy.com to sign up now. That's grbacademy.com. GRB Academy, baseball for the serious player.
Tee off this summer at Prairie Pines Golf Club in Sun Prairie. Hi, this is Sarah Tauscher. Enjoy the ultimate golf experience at Prairie Pines with a range of membership options, from unlimited access to weekdays only. Whether you're a golf enthusiast or just a casual golfer, Prairie Pines has something for everyone. Just passing through? No worries. Guests are always welcome. Visit PrairiePinesGolfClub.com to book your tee time and learn more about golf memberships for the entire 2024 season. That's PrairiePinesGolfClub.com.
Hi, this is Lee, inviting you to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. We got a great happy hour every day of the week from 4 o'clock to 7, and our patio during the summer is open too. If you're getting married, special occasion, a birthday, anniversary, or even a business meeting, we've got all the accommodations right here at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. You work hard and sometimes you're not sure what you want to do, where you want to spend your money. I want to encourage you to come into Ruth's Chris Steakhouse and say hello. It'd be a pleasure to meet you.
Hi, I'm Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock with Retirement Income Strategies. And what sets us apart is we're an independent, family-run office. We help clients like you understand the financial world and build a portfolio that's in your best interest. To learn more, go to MadisonMoneyGuy.com.
Waiting to see a general surgeon? With Stoughton Health, it's always easy access, with most appointments within a week. And with over 160 insurances accepted, you're covered and in good hands. For more information, visit StoughtonHealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Wisconsin's all-time sack leader is finally a Hall of Famer.
Sala led the Big Ten, always revved up to come off that corner.
Congratulations to ESPN Madison's Tarek Sala, proud member of the UW Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2024.
Give him hell, time to hell.
let's get to the Packers minicamp, which wrapped up yesterday. Tausch, I do agree with you. Again, I tend to be there aren't a lot of things that I'm critical of them when it comes to the organization.
Ticket prices, sliding
shareholders getting return for their investments.
So there's probably a few more things than you maybe.
No, it all ties into the same thing though, and it goes back to the hypocrisy thing. You embrace the we're owned by the fans. We don't have a deep-pocketed billionaire owner. And yet your behavior towards said fans doesn't necessarily jibe with that narrative that you love.
Is it
jibe? I believe.
I don't know if I've ever used the term jibe.
Well, be that as it may, there was for many years OTA practices. Nice. OTA practices that were open to the media were open to fans. Yep. The mini camp was open.
Yep.
Training camp, the numbers have dwindled on the number of practices that are open more and more each year. There's fewer. It's just, I
How
think
many
if you're
were open to the fans this offseason? Because the media was able. Just wait, the fans couldn't watch. What they have the tarped up. It's tarped up.
Yeah.
I don't get that. Why? What are you hiding? This isn't. You're not prepping for the Bears or the Eagles. Like, what is the thought process of not having fans? You build the stadium. You build all those bleachers. You want fans to come and buy pro shop stuff. Why? What's the rationale for it?
I don't know. Football does not want their. Like, I'll say this: Matt LaFleur had a video board, which some other teams have done.
Yeah, I like that.
So he had it at these practices, the two practices for the minicamp. He is not going to have it at training camp.
Okay.
And when he was asked why, he said, because I don't know who's going to be sitting in the stands.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want
what do they
video
think
of the
they
practice
have
that's
like some
going
thermo-global nuclear war secrets that they're hiding? Like, you're running jet sweeps. You're running Kyle Shanahan in your own. Okay, so last year I was highly critical of this too. Because let me tell you something. Every walk-through, jog-through, we had fans at it. And I'm going to tell you something. It was good, like good juice.
Right.
It was fun.
Energy. Yeah.
Now, I think the social media clipping up clips and doing all that, I can understand a little bit of it, especially last year. You had a bunch of new guys, and you didn't need to put all that added. But now, just like I couldn't understand why they didn't want to announce when they signed Goody and LaFleur to big extensions, fans want to hear it, and it's a good thing.
News. Yep.
Like, it's not you're hiding something that's happening. So I didn't understand that. I still don't. But this, you're literally doing drills. And you want your team to be engaged with its fans, and you want its fans to be engaged with the team. So is it going to hurt you to have 2,500 Packer fans down there rail-birding it up?
No.
No,
I don't think it
I'd
does.
love an explanation of why they've stopped doing that. They love making money. Kudos to them. But you're going to have more people getting Rashawn Gary and Jordan Love jerseys, and maybe they'll get these guys to sign it. Maybe they won't.
Right.
It's a couple days. So what are we doing? If it goes inside, great. We understand it rains. I think everybody gets that. But the reason I even brought this up, and I sent you the fireman, Kurt, who is a monster Packers fan.
He lives in, like, California.
Comes into town, and he doesn't get any access to see it. And listen, they can do whatever they want. I just would love to understand why they're doing it this way. Fans eat this up, man. They love it. It's so menial. Like, if you want, throw it up on Packers.com too. Let fans see. Like, this isn't. You're not in secret season. There isn't any espionage going on.
Subterfuge.
So what are we doing?
Yeah,
Can
I don't
anyone
know.
explain why they don't?
Because they are by nature clandestine and secretive, and probably.
But you open it up during training camp, not as much.
I'll say this, and I don't want to say this with 100% certainty, but I would say this with a significant amount of confidence, that if the team president, whether it's Mark Murphy or if Ed Policy gets the job next or whoever, if they said, hey, Goody, Matt, how many practices do you want to allow to have open to the fans?
They'd say 0.
They'd say 0.
Yeah. They also said they wouldn't do the kickoff, and they did. But what I don't understand. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either. And again, it is my issue is the hypocrisy aspect of this, because those are the things.
How many other teams? Well, like what are other teams doing? Is everybody going to limited, or is it let people in and watch? Because you expect and you want and you're excited when you get 70,000 fans to come watch practice at Lambeau on family night.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You want people to be in town and buying stuff and supporting the businesses and the hotels that you own next door and Titletown. And you're going to have them come in and they're not going to go to actually watch practice in shorts?
Right. Mm-hmm.
I did not realize they had such a limited access. I guess that's on me for not knowing that. And
and apparently Kurt.
There is no reason to not have more access. There's not. And you don't have. If
Football
there's a day,
doesn't want it.
If there's a day you want, and by the way, if you really have clandestine things at Philadelphia and you got some new things, go into Hudson Center and go to work. They do that anyways.
That's what they do at the start of practices in camp. We're all out there and they're inside.
I don't get the fact. I just think like our fans would say, "Man, God, Romeo Dobbs looks great." Oh my gosh, these guys. Why are you not doing that? I don't have any good answers for you.
I don't either. That's because there isn't a good answer. There isn't.
What would Matt LaFleur say if you asked him just point blank? Why are you guys? What's the deal? What's he answering?
I don't know. I can ask him.
You don't have to ask him on my account. I'm honestly curious
what he would say, because I think it's just being, I don't want to say paranoid. That's a strong word.
But what are you paranoid about?
Right. I don't know.
I don't want the Bears to see this stretch line that we're doing. This stretch is pretty impressive.
Yeah,
is that what we're doing here?
Yeah, I don't get it. But again, I am telling you that from what I can gather, if they had it their way, nothing would be open ever. Because it doesn't help your team.
They loved COVID, where there's nobody in the stands.
I'm sure that probably exacerbated that, frankly. This is really great. Nobody can watch any of this stuff. They just see us on game day. And no one has a clue that, and look, in fairness to Matt LaFleur, there were things that Mike McCarthy didn't want on the street either. He got mad at Domofsky once for mentioning that Randall Cobb threw left-handed. To which I later said to Mike, he played quarterback at Kentucky.
But people forget.
He threw left-handed.
People forget.
That was
Why
his
are you always
response.
trying to stir stuff up, Jason?
Yeah, who's thinking about what they did when they were scouting him for the draft? Okay, fair. But nevertheless, was a handoff throw from Randall Cobb going to be ruined because the defense knew that he threw left-handed? I don't think so. But again,
so just for the record, in season, I totally get it. I totally understand not doing it.
They kick us out very early.
I'm literally asking. It is June.
Yeah.
In May.
Mm-hmm.
You're not doing anything of game plan specific of anything. It makes no sense. It's really dumb.
Yeah. We do not get to record portions or post video of portions of routes on air. So
maybe it's just the cell phone usage, and that's what they're spooked off by. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe, because, again, they can't control they don't have fans handing in their phones when they go out there, and this stuff gets onto social media. Nevertheless, I do want to get to what Matt LaFleur said about managing expectations. I even got a big Mike McCarthy reference into one of my questions to him. We'll get to that coming up. I don't know, will it take more or less than another 10 minutes before we get to that topic? I don't think Prize Picks has that on its board.
They don't, and I thought I had a winner last night. Hauser, Moore, 1.5, 3 balls. Bing, bing, bing. Thought I was in good shape, and then my boy Gafford didn't get me the boards I was looking for. But I'll tell you what, it made watching that much more fun. And hoops, hockey, Prize Picks has everything. And it is simple to play. Just pick more or less on projected stats. You can go 2 or more players. I like going with 3. I only went 2 last night. I didn't turn $10 into $1,000, but you can if you just do that when you get 4 correct picks. You can choose from traditional stats like points or assists, or more unique ones like getting a dunk or some 3 balls. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and injury insurance. That's what makes Prize Picks America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Join the Prize Picks community. Download the Prize Picks app and use that code WI. That's code WI on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
We'll get to what Matt LaFleur had to say next, maybe. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly open Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Many people with unique homes reach out to Pella because our team of experts can customize windows and doors that match architecture from any era.
I love that I have a home that's 100 years old. It's a historic district, and we didn't want to ruin the look by having modern windows in an older home. When I found out that Pella had an architecturally accurate product line, they simply guided us and helped us to make a great decision for our home.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
Certain restrictions apply in 6/30/2024.
Greg Scalzo here for Buck and Honey's. Congratulations to the perennial Best of Madison Award winner by the folks at Madison Magazine. Meet me at Buck and Honey's to celebrate Wisconsin hospitality. Whether you're enjoying the view on the Yahara River in Monona, exploring Wanakee, visiting the OG in Sun Prairie, or checking out the new location in Mount Horeb, you can enjoy the Buck and Honey's experience in a neighborhood near you. Serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week with brunch every Saturday and Sunday. I'll see you at Buck and Honey's.
I'm John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. We've been at the heart of many magical moments, from engagements to weddings to sweet 16s. It warms my heart to be a part of these moments for 40 years with people I consider family. With the highest standards and an eye for classic beauty, enjoy a warm boutique setting at Goodman's Jewelers, where integrity shines in every gem. At 220 State Street, Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store, Madison, since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
What is a better buying experience? Well, you're minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. Jim Rutledge here. To me, a better buying experience is a personal experience. You're going to have the experience that you're looking for at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. They're going to get you in the vehicle that you need and that you want. If you're in the market for a new or new to you Chevy Silverado or Colorado, I recommend Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Join the Wisconsin Badgers at Camp Randall this fall. Don't miss out on your chance to cheer on the Badgers. Order a Wisconsin football 3-game mini pack today and enjoy the flexibility to tailor game day to your schedule. Simply choose 3 games, including key matchups like Oregon or Penn State. Then lock in your seats before kickoff this fall. Plus, save up to $10 per ticket and secure the best available seats before single game tickets go on sale. Visit uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS. That's uwbadgers.com or 1-800-GO-BADGERS.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
This weekend on ESPN Radio, the AL East leading New York Yankees storm into Fenway Park to go head-to-head with the Boston Red Sox.
Red Sox Yankees, it's what everybody wants.
We in the game.
Coverage begins Saturday at 6:30 Eastern and Sunday at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
I'm not afraid of getting older. I want less day from dying young. I see the light go past my shoulder. I want less day from dying young. And I'm not afraid of getting older.
All right, before we get sidetracked again, which has been known to happen once or twice on this program, let's get to what Matt LaFleur had to say yesterday about where this team is at and managing the expectation game. I'm curious, Tausch, if you will like these answers or not like these answers. So let's play them for you now. Here is my exchange with Matt LaFleur as we closed up the minicamp yesterday.
Hey, Matt, I get you're not in pads, but you still see a ton as a coach. I get that it's about production, not potential, but do you think you have a good feel for what kind of football team you have as you break the off-season program? And thank you.
I think we've laid a good foundation, and I think the guys, the things that we stress to these guys in terms of our communication, how close the connection can get. I think it's a good start, but it really doesn't matter once we come back to training camp. It's about what we do moving forward, and again, it's just the foundation. So. I feel really good about the group in there, and hopefully that over the course of these 5 weeks, the challenge to these guys is you cannot come back the same player. You got to come back better. You got to come back in better shape, and you got to come back better mentally.
Do you think, your predecessor made a comment once upon a time that said the biggest challenge would be handling success? You guys obviously had success in the second half of last season. Do you think it's different when you have a team that maybe came into the year without many expectations, as opposed to what you guys did last year? People are going to expect you to be a good football team. Is there a different dynamic, especially with young guys?
I just think that you got to do your best to kind of ignore the outside noise and just get to work. And I think, that's where the confidence is built. It's through the work and just going out there and competing together, coming close together. But just my advice to those guys is you can't worry about what everybody expects from you. It's what we expect of each other.
So, Tausch, we've talked about expectations many times and how it colors how you view a player's career and also how you manage those as a team in a season where expectations are high. How do you view how they sound like they're handling the expected higher expectations of this season?
Yeah, all this stuff is nice, all this, but it really is just going to come down to how your approach and what you end up doing.
Mm-hmm.
So you can always say the right thing. But do I think that this group's confidence is a lot higher than it was last year? Absolutely. Do I think their expectations are much higher than what they were last year? Absolutely. And as you mentioned with Mike McCarthy, his predecessor, saying handling success, and it is hard because you'll have 30 guys and a bunch of them feel really good about what they put out on film last year and what their future might hold. But last year, I just saw gas prices went from $2.99 to $3.29 overnight.
Yeah.
Yesterday's prices aren't today's. Yesterday's players aren't today's players. And what Matt's saying is today's players aren't going to be the same players in September. You need to be better because now you don't have the other teams looking at you like, I don't even know what these guys are going to be. The Packers are back to being the Packers, and teams look to beat the Green Bay Packers because they're one of the gold standard bearers of this league. So you best be at your best because you know you're going to get everybody's best shot. And if you don't have that mentality, you're going to fall short of the lofty goals that I believe they should have. And last year I felt like, early on there was almost the acceptance of, well, I don't know how good we're going to be.
Right.
And
you're right.
When you allow that into your locker room, what is the old saying goes? You'll get what you demand.
You get what you emphasize. You also get what you allow.
That's not what it is either. It was something about demand. But the bottom line is expectations are important. Setting goals are important. And, having the fortitude to push through and do that, you're going to be tested in ways that you weren't last year. How you respond to that. We don't know that yet, but we like the character and the youth and the enthusiasm that this group has. How is that going to shake out if you go down to Brazil and get your brakes beat in? How are you going to bounce back? Because last year they did a fantastic job of kind of just hanging in. And then when things started clicking, boom, boom. How are you going to handle if you have a couple of injuries? All of those things are things, the unknowns, that make a season beautiful and fun, but also incredibly challenging.
So wait, you get what you emphasize, you also get what you tolerate. That was the word I was looking for.
Tolerate.
That's not what it was?
Yes, that was tolerate.
That was what you're looking for?
Yes.
Okay. Their jobs are to demand and teach. I still think that it's going to be interesting to see how young players who were able to play, I think, free. Tom Landry texted us.
Where's he from? I don't see it. You usually put down where they're from.
The Great Beyond.
Yes, from the Great Beyond. I looked it up and wanted to get that on the screen instead of interrupting you guys.
Is that Tom Landry's quote?
According to the internet.
Okay, well, that's fair enough.
So
and
it's
according to a
absolutely
Cowboys
true.
fan, too, so that's helpful.
Yeah, the GOAT.
He had a great hat. All right, so I am curious, Tausch, before we move on from this, because I want to get to Romeo Doubs, too, because I think maybe myself and certainly Jesse comparing him to Alan Lazard might be sleeping on him a little bit. But how do you expect young players who played, and it's a weird dynamic, right? Because part of them, they didn't know what the hell they were doing, right? And that's stressful in and of itself as a young player, is not really being sure of yourself. But there was also a freeness to them last year without those expectations. So if you were to guess how they will handle them now when there are expectations, Matt LaFleur can say until the cows come home, well, it's really about our expectations. And that's great and all, but they know. There's no way they don't know that outside expectations are high.
They know, and they should know.
Right.
I think there's going to be some chop. This isn't going to be, there's nothing smooth about any NFL season. There's got to be some chop. And the thing is, the reason you have mini camps and do all these team building things is because you want to be able to handle it. You want to be able to weather storms. And this team will get those, and they'll have those, and they'll probably lose a few games that we don't think they should. That's part of the deal. And it just comes back to keep improving and giving yourself a chance around Thanksgiving to be right where you need to be, and that's when you're hoping your football team starts taking off like they did last year. And if that's the case, you're going to look at this season in a very positive way.
Among the many things, I was very busy yesterday, as you know. Very busy guy. I always like to tell you how busy I am. But I did make time to finally see the social media product put out by you and Maddie from your Johnson & Sons paving experience, and I gotta say, it was really, really, really good. Well done by both of you, and thanks again to Johnson & Sons Paving, and I'm not just saying that because I need some driveway work.
Okay, summer is here, but before you know it, you'll be prepping for winter, and Johnson & Sons Paving wants to make sure you're ready by remembering the 3 R's of parking lot and asphalt maintenance. Reseal every 2 to 3 years. Repair when you see signs of cracking or potholes, and replace if there's constant standing water, warping, bulking, or sinking. And again, now I know, you see that water, you have to make sure it's graded properly. You got to pave it and make sure that grade drains that water away from your buildings. And Johnson, I saw it firsthand. They do it. Connect with Johnson & Sons today to fix those minor repairs before they become huge headaches. Visit johnsonsonspaving.com right now to schedule an appointment.
Speaking of huge, the green machine that you were on,
it was more turquoise,
huge.
I thought. I thought it was
teal?
More turquoise, tealish. Yeah, it was like a light aqua bluish, dolphin blue.
Also, speaking of huge, is your head huge?
That depends when we're
well,
talking.
It looked like you had a little trouble getting the helmet on.
No, the helmet, I wasn't going to wear the hard hat, but then I thought I brought it. It's got Johnson & Sons Paving on it, and as I was trying to figure out how to smoothly drive it, which took me a while, got a little herky-jerky, and all of a sudden the old hard hat, boop, and it fell onto the new asphalt over to the left, and old boy threw it back up to me, and I'm like, I got to drive this thing back. That was probably the
most stressful moment?
The diciest moment of my Johnson and Sons paving work experience.
Why didn't you just take your hat off?
Well, I thought because I wasn't going to wear it, and then I had it, and I had it up there, and then I thought, if I'm going to wear this, I should have just not worn
You were
the hard
second
hat.
guessing yourself. You got in your own
No,
head.
you know
put
what?
the hard
Nobody
hat
else
over the hat.
Nobody else. I don't want to put everybody's OSHA business on the street, so I'm going to end the conversation. I should have just went with the hard hat. You're right, Hunter.
I don't want to put everyone's OSHA business on this.
I don't know all the rules and regulations, so I'm just going to say I should have done what Hunter said. That would have been the
Other
right
than
play.
the fact that there's all kinds of video with you being the only one wearing a hard hat.
So are you calling out? I'm not. Again,
I'm
not.
just
If you
saying-
want to go down that road, you do it.
I don't know.
You're the one that wants to get a new driveway, so yeah, go ahead, do what you want.
And there's other guys that do have their helmets on per OSHA rules. I'm not going to get further into that.
I was so excited to do that paving part too. But I would have been by myself, and you're going up
That's
against
a terrible
buildings.
idea.
I think
Good call.
wisely said, it's probably not a good idea.
Very, very smart.
Otherwise,
by you.
my guess is the JSP crew would be out there today, probably fixing some things.
Fixing it, yes, exactly. Well, if you haven't seen it on social media, we will share it once again because it is worth your time. I'm glad I got to watch it, and thanks again to Johnson and Sons Paving for their great partnership and for getting old T out there on the paver, not the roller, which I think was a decision that was smart by everyone. All right, next, I do want to get to this sound clip from Matt LaFleur talking about Romeo Doubs. Have we been sleeping on him and what he means to this offense? We'll talk about it next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Like, share, and follow ESPN Madison everywhere. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for more great content from ESPN Madison. This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
Julie, you've been here at Pasquale's for a while. What comes to mind when you think of Pasquale's Cantina?
Fun, fresh, local, and the best margaritas in town.
Ah, yes, and that's because we have the largest tequila selection in Madison and the surrounding area. For me, I love that we're Madison's favorite friends and family gathering spot.
That's because of our great customers who have followed Pasquale's over the years. So for me, it's our guests that make Pasquale's Cantina.
Bringing the flavors of the Southwest to the Midwest. Pasquale's Cantina.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Stoughton Trailers. Big trailers and big opportunity at Stoughton Trailers. Learn more about why a career at Stoughton Trailers might be for you. Go to stojobs.com.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Hunter Vaughn. The Wisconsin women's volleyball team announced their complete 2024 schedule on Wednesday afternoon. The Badgers kick off the season at Louisville, taking on the Cardinals on Tuesday, August 27th. Also in non-conference play is a rematch of the national semifinal match against the Texas Longhorns. The Badgers open up Big Ten play on November 20th as they host the Minnesota Golden Gophers. You can hear every match right here on your new home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball, 100.5 ESPN.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
You're probably being overwhelmed with information about semaglutide, the game-changing FDA-approved weight loss treatment. Jim Rutledge here. I was like you. I didn't know what it was until I saw Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. He can walk you through the benefits. He can tell you if it's right for you, and then you could come up with a plan to change your life with a workout plan and semaglutide. With that plan, I dropped 20% body fat to 10% body fat, and I dropped over 20 pounds of fat and kept my muscle. You can do the same thing. Go see Dr. Nestor Rodriguez at Carbon World Health.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
The second annual ESPN Madison Open presented by Coors Light is right around the corner, and you can swing into the fun. Join us on Monday, August 5th at Bishops Bay Country Club and help raise money for the Miracle League of Dane County. Join this exclusive event and you'll receive 18 holes of golf, food and drinks, ESPN Madison swag, and much more. Sign up today at ESPNMadisonOpen.com. That's ESPNMadisonOpen.com. Sign up today, donate, and make dreams come true with the Miracle League of Dane County, because every child deserves a chance to play ball.
Wisconsin's all-time sack leader is finally a Hall of Famer.
Sala led the Big Ten, always revved up to come off that corner.
Congratulations to ESPN Madison's Tarek Sala, proud member of the UW Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2024.
One more thing from Matt LaFleur yesterday that I want to get to before the 11 o'clock hour, and that is the exchange that he and I had about Romeo Doubs. Because, we got after Jesse for his Sunday Karma hot take that Romeo Doubs is Alan Lazard, which we can all agree here was not a great take.
No, it was not.
And I have been comparing him to James Jones, which, again, I think James Jones is one of the more underrated wide receivers in Packers history.
Yeah,
he was extremely productive.
Yep.
So I don't think I've been poo-pooing Romeo Doubs, but even I might be underestimating with his connectivity with the quarterback, who he works out with in the offseason, and with some of these scenarios where he gets the football. Third down. He had a third down catch to keep their 2-minute drive alive yesterday at the end of practice. Red zone. He led the Packers in red zone touchdowns with 7. Maybe he's a little closer to number 1 than number 4 than maybe we think. So I asked Matt LaFleur about it. Here was that exchange.
Matt, we asked a lot of questions about not necessarily having a clear-cut number 1, but Jordan sure went to Romeo in the red zone a lot last year. He had a third down catch today in 2 minutes. That was pretty critical. Where do you see him in his development and his connection with your quarterback?
Yeah, I think Rome's had an outstanding spring. I really do. And it's evident by the work that he puts in on a daily basis. He's in there in the morning catching off the jugs. He's one of the last guys to leave the building. He's very deliberate about the work he puts in, and I think it showed. And he's... we challenged him on a couple of things that we thought he could really do a better job with, and, just continuing to stress the importance of opening up his stride. And, he's embraced that. And I think you've seen that, and I think he's had a lot of great moments. As a matter of fact, I can't think of a bad day that he's had out there. He is definitely improving.
I can't think of a bad day that he had out there throughout the offseason. Tausch, have we been guilty of undervaluing Romeo Doubs?
No doubt about it. I think we all just kind of saw last year, and Romeo Doubs was super consistent. He scored a bunch of tutters, and I think we all just look at the potential of, you're big on Wicks, so you're there.
Right.
Jaden Reed, I think, really emerged last year. I'm a Watson guy because of his speed. And it always seems like the guys that just continue to produce and keep their mouths shut and just work,
reliable,
you kind of take them for granted. I think we're all guilty of that. And when you hear LaFleur talk, I mean, is it possible that Romeo Doubs is going to be your number one wideout? Yeah. And I don't think any of us thought that or think that or believe that's what's going to happen. And maybe we should, because he's there every day. He gave him these checklists of things to improve on. Sounds like he has. He's living, or he is out, and he's in Jordan Love's sphere, working with him, developing chemistry. Is it possible that we've all just completely kind of penciled him in as a number 2/3, and that's going to be nice, where he could end up being the number one guy? Absolutely.
We'll get to the 11 o'clock hour after Tausch tells us about how good those Coors Lights tasted after his shift with Johnson.
Oh, it was a warm day, and, you get done with a hard day of labor. What's better than cracking open a Coors Light brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lager, cold filtered, and it's cold packaged, so it's made to chill. And make sure those mountains are blue. That's when you know Coors Light's cold activated bottles and cans are chilled to perfection. Celebrate responsibly, Coors Brewing Company at Golden, Colorado.
If you did not hear Brian Windhorst talking about Luka Doncic last night on SVP's Sports Center, you will want to hear it. It's what prompted our conversation with Evan Cohen earlier in the program, and you will hear it to kick off the 11 o'clock hour in 2 minutes. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin, the ESPN app, and Wisconsin On Demand.
We shopped at Chalmers because my husband wanted to get me a larger diamond in my engagement ring.
The folks at Chalmers said, well, we could just make it like this and we could do these things. Really just basically decided that there wasn't any place else we wanted to shop.
And not only did they create this new engagement ring for me with this gorgeous center stone, they also rehabbed this other ring, and I am beyond pleased.
Her favorite thing to do now is to walk around and show her hands and have people comment on it.
This is Derek Engler. You're listening to a Good Karma Brands radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
What is up, Madison? I'm Hunter Vaughn. Your Sports Center update is brought to you by Wisconsin Athletics. Don't miss out on your chance to cheer on Wisconsin football team at Camp Randall Stadium this season. Order a 3-game mini pack to head to big games throughout the year. Visit uwbadgers.com to buy now. That's uwbadgers.com. And speaking of the Badgers, Wisconsin Volleyball announced their complete schedule yesterday. They will open the season on August 27th at the Louisville Cardinals. They follow that up with a September 1st rematch of last year's national semifinal game against the Texas Longhorns. And you'll be able to hear every single volleyball match all season long right here on 100.5 ESPN. In Major League Baseball, the Milwaukee Brewers got a series victory over the Toronto Blue Jays yesterday afternoon with a 5-4 victory. It looked like the rout was on after Milwaukee put up 5 runs in the 6th to make it a 5-1 lead, but the Blue Jays made it a game in the top of the 9th, scoring 3 runs before the Brewers slammed the door shut. The Brewers are off today before they host the Reds tomorrow for a 3-game series. First pitch on Friday is at 7:10.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
The 11 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now, and it begins...
So, Jason, before we get into Windy,
yeah,
do you think Dobbs can be the number one wideout?
I do.
Can you imagine if we're sitting here next year at this time and saying, do we have to pay Romeo Dobbs $35 million or 30? Is that's a real thing? Like he could. He's not going to get to JJ. I don't think the Packers, but this whole conversation, I think the fact that we've almost pigeonholed him as a number 2-3, he hasn't. Doesn't sound like he's interested in that. And now he's going to be one of the first guys that'll be up for an extension. Is he somebody that the Packers are going to want to go and preemptively get, like they've done with a lot of guys that they view as core football players? It's going to be an interest. The reason we've talked so much wide receiver, and I know I've taken a little bit of heat, is because it's fascinating to me. The concept, the construct of ensemble versus that, and the fact that we've slept on Romeo Doubs, even though he had a really good season last year. Is he capable of being that guy? There's just so many other players that you think should be that guy, but when you start looking at what Romeo Doubs has done in his first 2 seasons, it's pretty impressive, and I think we probably have overlooked that.
I think we definitely have overlooked it.
Why? Is it because he's not fast enough? Like, why have we overlooked it?
It's because he's so even-keeled.
You do really think that's what it is?
I do think that's part of it.
Well, isn't Christian Watson's not a super loud guy?
No, but he talks all the time, and he's really interesting, and he won our Mully Award. He obviously dealt with injuries and still talked, which, as you well know, guys that are usually injured don't talk to us.
I have no, for sure.
So Romeo, I talked to Romeo yesterday for a little while. He's just so understated. He talks about, I don't know about you. I've heard plenty of cliches in NFL locker rooms. But I'm not sure I've ever heard a guy say that I just want to be the best version of me. A, more times, and B, seem more sincere than when he was saying that to me yesterday. I don't think he cares. I'm sure he wants to get paid. No one's playing this game for free. I understand that. But, I don't think I just don't get the sense that he's one of those people that's obsessed with, I got to get mine, whether it's my catches or my money. And I think that makes him, I don't want to say boring, but he's not a colorful character. And also, he makes so many plays look routine or easy. He's got really strong hands, right? You've noticed that about him. He's not perfect when it comes to drops, but he's really, you throw a ball that's contested, he is not going to be wrestled away from the ball by the defender. He's strong that way. But he's not flashy. He doesn't run as fast as Christian Watson.
Not many do.
He doesn't show the big play potential or hype or whatever you want to call it that I've been smitten with Dontavion Wicks. He does not get balls on bubble screens and get balls in space the way Jaden Reed did. Right? So there's just, I hate to use this word because you sometimes use it and it makes me a little uncomfortable. He's just not sexy. Is he?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out why we've kind of overlooked him, even though production-wise, he's been more productive than Christian Watson, and obviously injuries play into that. Jaden Reed came on, had a great season, but Romeo Doubs just is out there and he just does his job, and he does it well. And you expect him to even get better and better. And those comments that Matt made yesterday with your question makes me think I have to relook at this a little bit and understand maybe he can be the number one.
All right, let's save Wendy for. I'm sorry, Hunter. I'm going to impose on you, and you'll have to use it during.
Is he more likely to be the number one wide receiver or the number 3?
Look, you have taught us, and this is not my favorite Chiliism is fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, the game room's closed.
That's a good Chiliism.
Clowns are funny now is also a good
Pretty good.
Does he get credit for the Now I've lost my train of thought because I was so smitten with the game rooms closed. But when it comes to the potential thing, potential gets you fired. That's the one. I'm not saying that Jayden Reed is all potential because he's not. Right? I mean, he led them in receiving yards and receptions.
I would say Christian Watson is the top of the potential chain, and then
Wicks is next.
There's your two. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like we put both of them along with Reed, who caught more passes for more yards last year, in front of Dobbs. All three of those guys, I think we do. I think there's a foursome, and we think of Dobbs fourth out of that, and then there's Bo Melton, then there's Malik Heath, and then there's the other guys that are trying to get into the mix. That's how I kind of view their bevy of wide receiver options. And that's not to say that Bo Melton and Malik Heath don't have roles, but I think it's those four and then after that. But I do think that, and I am not absolving myself. I am guilty of this too. But this is why it was so interesting to me yesterday, and that's why I asked LaFleur the question, because I think I'm guilty of it. I mean, he made a catch during 2 minutes that reminded me that I've probably slept on him, because they were going to go 4 and out, and it was going to be the end of the first team offense's possession. And he makes a catch in traffic, reaching back, that was really impressive. And I just think that maybe he's not flashy enough for us to think of him as much as we should.
Yeah, but I mean, Marvin Harrison wasn't. There's been a lot of wideouts.
Yeah, but Marvin Harrison did it for a lot of years, and then you became more and more appreciative.
But you could argue,
how it was.
You could argue that Romeo Doubs is the most accomplished receiver on this group right now, and you'd be right from a catch standpoint, touchdowns, all of the things that you look for, because he's had another year. But it is dependability. Coaches love, front office loves, fans can sometimes take it for granted, and I think that's the case here with number 87.
And oh, by the way, for all the great things that Jayden Reed did last season, and I am a big fan of him too. I like him a lot.
You like everybody a lot.
No,
except for Devondre Campbell.
There's a few others, but be that as it may. They played 2 playoff games last year. You know who was their leading receiver for the postseason? Dobbs. So what are we doing here? We're overlooking him.
It is fascinating that we've completely just poo-pooed somebody that's been
I'm not proud of it, by the way. I am owning my
I have to admit,
poo-pooage.
I have, again, this is kind of where you make statements and you talk for 3 hours a day, 15 hours a week. And you kind of get ingrained. I'm Christian Watson because I've seen what he's able to do, and potential sometimes makes you look foolish. I don't think that's going to be the case, but I do think it clouds sometimes your viewpoint on other players, and you kind of just say, "Oh yeah, he's nice. He's going to do this," and the players don't necessarily, they could do it. They don't have to just fall into line as far as how everybody views them. They could say, "Well, no, I can be more." And it sounds like that's what Romeo Doubs is doing.
So the Packers housed the Cowboys in the first round. Get housed, as Jesse's favorite realtor likes to say.
That's true.
And then they were in position, but not to be confused with IRIC. But then they were in position to beat the 49ers. Here are your receiving leaders for the Packers postseason last year. Jayden Reed had 4 catches for 35 yards. Tucker Kraft had 5 catches for 24 yards. Luke Musgrave had 6 catches for 66 yards. Romeo Doubs had 10 catches for 234 yards.
In the playoffs.
When it's the most important time of the year.
What?
And we're talking about him like he's the 4th guy.
Yeah, it's super.
And I am at fault, too. I am not blaming everyone but me.
It is. And we wonder why receivers are constantly promoting themselves and pushing their agenda on us. And I just see Netflix is coming out with wide receiver, which is going to be awesome. Devontae and Kittle, and who's a tight end, which I don't know why. They could just call it pass catchers. But it does make you wonder, do you need to be a self-promoter, or you want the way Romeo Doubs is approaching it is how I like it? I should be his biggest advocate.
Yes, he's your kind of guy.
And I'm kind of irritated with myself that I have completely slept and poo-pooed because I've gotten caught up in the cover boy action of Christian Watson. I'm still going to stick that way because I want Watson to be that guy, and I've seen it, but I can't sit here now and say, well, Romeo Doubs, he's nice. You just went through his production, and when the postseason hits, he about doubled everybody else's production.
Yeah. Yeah. Certainly of the wide receivers. The next two guys were tight ends when it came to receptions in the postseason.
Weird. Why? I'm confused.
So do you agree though with my premise then that because you give me a lot of grief about a lot of things and most of it is deserved.
You talked to him twice, and you proclaimed after 27 years of doing your job that he's the most even-keeled cat you ever been
around. And I stand by it.
Now you're just sticking to it.
No, I'm not. I talked to him again yesterday, and he is so soft-spoken and non-self-promotional that he even talks literally soft-spoken. It's hard
he's the Teddy
to
Roosevelt.
transcribe.
He's the Teddy Roosevelt of Packer wideouts.
Speak softly, but catch a lot of balls in the postseason.
Hunter just turned off because we didn't somehow incorporate Gerald Ford into this.
Yeah.
He's the Gerald Ford.
Had you gone Gerald Ford, I would have been all in on it.
He was not elected as the number one receiver. I think we are guilty of underestimating him. And, I see there's some people getting after you already now. Oh, why are we always so up in arms about this number one receiver thing? I don't think you and I have been guilty of being up in arms.
It's the most fascinating part of where this team is because you have this core group that has stuck together and been great. And how you manage that moving forward, I think is going to be a critical part of how successful this season is going to be.
Yeah. Not only that, but you may see in the Wisconsin State Journal sometime soon the wide receiver group compared to the cast of Friends.
Are you really going to do that?
Of course I'm going to do that.
Oh, my God.
As long as there's no Dallas talk, we'll be fine.
Who's the J.R.U.
You're
of the
Mr.
Packers
Dallas,
wide receiver group?
South Fork is like Lambeau Field when it comes to TV shows.
Yeah, that's great, but it's an old TV show. At least get something that came out.
Friends is 20 years ago, brother.
Yeah, and how long ago was Dallas? 40?
35?
The incredible irony
totally
of this debate was that we had it with Evan last week, and the way Evan responded to the Dallas dated nature of the comp was with Seinfeld.
And I'm shocked he didn't get Beverly Hills 90210 in, which, by the way, great show. I don't know who would have been Dylan.
I don't. Who's the other guy? There's the guy that's in the Sharknado movies, the blonde guy.
Steve Sanders.
Yes.
Yep.
But then who's the guy that was he in real life he dated or was married to Megan Fox. He had kind of the slicked hair and the earring. He wasn't Brandon, he wasn't Dylan, he wasn't Steve. He was the other guy.
Nat Pasiccio?
I have no idea.
Can we move on?
I don't know.
More
He's
Boomer
no
TV show talk.
He's no Gina Della, that's
and
for sure.
Boomer about that. Gina Della. We talked about older TV shows. Dallas and 90210. If you have an older home and you need new windows, well, Pella's got you covered. The way they did things a century ago, it's a little different than today, so give Pella a call. Their team of experts can customize windows and doors that match architecture from any era. And you want to go back, Leave It to Beaver, Gunsmoke, all the old shows. You know what?
Andy Griffith.
They had all these old. I think Gene and the team could even do that with their older homes. If you order today from Pella, you get 0% interest for up to 48 months. Certain restrictions do apply. This offer ends on June 30th. Visit PellaWI.com today to get started.
Brian Austin Green was his name. I don't know
what was his
character.
name in the show.
I was happy that I thought of his name.
Steve Sanders, his name, I ran into him when we were out in Utah.
You ran into Ian Ziering?
Ian Ziering and spent some time with Ian. Wait,
whoa. You spent some time
we were at
with
a party
Ian
together.
Ziering?
Yeah, we were at a party together, and Ian Ziering is like, what the hell are you guys doing here? And we were like, well, what are you doing here?
Wait, Who are you guys?
I was like me, and there's some players from the Green Bay Packers with us that were out at a movie festival. Sundance. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yep.
And you were hanging out with Ian Ziering and Brian Austin.
Yeah, we were there with Ian. Was out there. We were kind of big fans. I loved Saved by the Bell. I've told you about my time with Dick Belding,
Richard. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I still like those shows, Hunter, because there's no new shows, by the way, that are.
Thank you to Chris Olsen Larson, who informs me that Brian Austin Green's character was David Silver.
David Silver. Yeah, he ended up with Spelling's daughter in real life, which I don't remember her name. Donna Martin graduates. Yeah.
You guys are reminding me from the old couple in Christmas Vacation.
Well, yeah, what do you think it's like to listen to this show?
No, Grace is dead.
I don't know. Donna Martin graduates. One of the all-time
We're just
great
naming
episodes.
names. Can we move on?
That's what we do. We name names. We're the opposite of the Seinfeld reference. All right, let's move on. That's fair.
Okay, we need to play. All right, we need to play trivia. So our trivia is all jacked up this week because we didn't do it yesterday. Today we only have one set of questions, which Hunter put together.
We have double geography questions.
No, we don't.
What do you mean we don't?
A certain producer decided to not send them over. So we've only got single questions.
And by the way, the certain producer is literally just walking around out here.
He's doing interviews.
No,
he's interviewing
not
people.
Even,
he's a manager.
He's literally just standing around out there, like face pressed up against the window, like an old puppy dog.
Well, unfortunately,
going to the peach pit.
The bottom line is, we'll take caller 91,020. We will take caller 9 for trivia. 844-770-3776. 844-770-3776. We will play Wilde and Tausch trivia. It is geography, Wisconsin Geography Wednesday on Thursday, but only one round of it. Caller 9 plays next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call Gina Della from Pella today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
This is going to be a summer like no other at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison. We're giving away over $300,000 in cash and prizes in just 3 months in our Golden Summer Series. There's so much happening May through July. We're talking rollover jackpots, promo kiosk rewards, hot seat drawings, pick a prize, hot ticket drawings, and more. It all adds up to over $300,000 in cash and prizes, including grand prizes of $5,000, $10,000, and the chance for something even bigger. The Golden Summer Series means more ways to win at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison.
What's on Tap, brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Rooting for the Brew Crew, because we're from Milwaukee too. Tastes like Miller time. Brewers fans, the ballpark never tasted so good now that Vienna beef hot dogs are available. Don't miss out on the quality culinary home run of the season, which can be cooked to your liking for that classic ballpark taste. Grab a pack of Vienna beef hot dogs at your favorite local grocer today. Milwaukee Brewers Baseball and Miller Lite.
Derek Jeter for American Family Insurance.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof because they'll help protect your family's dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, we have liftoff, or a budding prima ballerina, you can count on an American Family Insurance agent to help you dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey everyone, Molly Brown here from ESPN Madison. For the best Southwestern food and margaritas in the Madison area, it's always Pasquale's Cantina for me. Whether I'm enjoying my favorite taco salad, their awesome chips and guac, or one of their famous burritos, Pasquale's is the best for authentic Southwestern fare. Plus, they have one of the largest tequila selections around. Visit one of their locations in Verona or Middleton today, or check out their menu and order online at Pasquale'sCantina.com.
Bringing the flavors of the Southwest to the Midwest. Pasquale's Cantina.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
The host might be irrelevant, but the conversations aren't.
Hunter is attempting to take a shot at me on the video stream. Stroph's an eye dot. Yeah, yep. I am sure an eye dot.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe, presented by Door County Distillery.
And everybody on the internet, let me know. Hey, Strofe, you're an eye dot.
Mr. Irrelevant with Alex Strofe, presented by Door County Distillery. Live on ESPN Madison's YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And available wherever you get your podcasts.
At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we believe athletes are defined by their journey, not the medals they win. And creating a safer stage for all levels of competition is our priority. Join the movement to end abuse at uscenterforsafesport.org.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Let's play some trivia. Are we getting more and more first-time contestants, or am I imagining that?
Do we have a first-timer today?
Again, yeah.
Love it. Well, it's because we were talking 90210. I think that probably is like, oh, these cats understand me.
Ian Ziering in Beverly Hills is our contestant for today. Because you hung out together at Sundance. No, it is Ethan in Baraboo. Ethan, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I've been better. I'm a diehard Mavericks fan, so it was a rough night. And
tough
morning.
night for Doncic. Tough night for Doncic.
All right, so I'm glad you brought this up.
I don't want to hear it, Tausch.
Okay, well.
Okay, never mind.
What did you did you expect this to go this way as a Mavericks fan, or did you have high hopes?
I did have high hopes, but Boston, man, they're just so deep. And that 5-out is killing us with Gafford and Lively not being in the paint. And Boston just moving the ball so well offensively. Mavericks have been putrid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things, but yeah.
Drew Holiday, if the Bucks don't get rid of Drew Holiday, maybe the Celtics aren't in that same spot. It's a darn thing.
It's been pretty valuable to them. Hey, Ethan, let me ask you this before we get to play trivia. As a diehard Mavericks fan, I don't know how far this goes back. Like, are you old enough to remember when Jason Kidd and who was the other guy that were fighting over Tony Braxton at one point when the Mavericks were together?
I'm 33. I've been a fan since I was like 10.
Okay, so defend Luka Doncic, who did not do a whole lot of defending yesterday. Defend him to me and the whining that he does as a fan of his team.
Sure. I get the whining, And I hate it too. I think it comes from a place of just strong emotion. Like, he wants to win so bad. And he is a winner. People saying that he's a loser. I mean, he won Finals MVP at 18 for Real Madrid.
Yep.
He's taken to this team to the conference finals twice, the finals once now. He just needs to get that emotion going in the right areas. You know, the whining on fouls happens way too much. It happens everywhere in the league. I wish he could just put that effort into winning
LeBron's
instead
pretty
of
bad,
that.
too. LeBron complains at
Right.
too.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, maybe they'll become the first team to come back from a 3-0 deficit
No,
in
they're
NBA
not
history. All right, Ethan.
Hey,
question.
they
might, but they won't, Ethan, and you know that.
Celtics live and die by the 3. So.
Okay.
So if they can go cold over the next 4 games, we've got them right where we want them.
4
All
games
right.
in a row.
Ethan, I'm going to ask you the questions. Tausch is going to sort of play along, but not really. Time now for Wisconsin Geography Wednesday on Thursday. Question number 1, Ethan, is this. Tausch is driving the Johnson & Sons paver from Wisconsin Rapids to Plainfield. Which direction is he traveling?
I got this.
Okay, good. I'm glad somebody does, because I would have maybe made Wisconsin Rapids to another town that I may have heard of the choice here. But be that as it may. He's driving from Wisconsin Rapids to Plainfield. Is he driving northwest, southeast, or west?
I feel like they're in the same area.
They're very close, yeah.
Yeah, so it makes it tough.
It does. Yeah. For the first question.
First question is a bear.
You said was southeast an option?
It was.
Let's go that southeast.
Good decision.
Well
done. Hunter, could you do Wisconsin Rapids to Madison or something for the first one?
Yeah, that one was probably a little tough for the
I was
first
actually
one.
thinking, because I know there's an exit when you get off, and that's kind of the halfway point when I would drive back from Auburndale to Madison, and it's pretty close. So, tough one.
I just would like to say, for the record, though, that I respect the fact that Hunter is self-critical. And he acknowledges, well, maybe that was a little tough for a first question. There's no way the other guy, who's very busy with his interviews today, is saying, yeah, no, maybe that was a little tough.
No, he's the Luka Doncic of Wilde and Tausch.
I either make my questions incredibly difficult or incredibly easy.
Well,
I
there's
have
no
not
real
found a
in
middle
between.
ground.
Okay, well, let's hear question 2 then.
All right, here we go. Question 2, Ethan. Which of these locations gets its name from the French phrase Porte des Morts? Is it Door County, Madison, or Eau Claire?
Gotta be Eau Claire.
That's what I would say, too.
Porte des Morts, which I'm not pronouncing that right.
Eau Claire, am I right?
It's like Butamore, right?
Yep.
Butamore.
Butte des Mortis.
Buddy des
Like
Mortis.
Green Bay, right?
That is.
So is it Door County?
It is Door County per Hunter. Hunter, you want to give us the research
That's
behind
a tough
this?
one.
Yeah, it's a reference to that stretch in between the peninsula and Washington Island. It was called the Door of Death, is what that phrase is, because it's treacherous waters.
That's not very welcoming.
Yeah.
How did you say that word? Peninsula? Because that's not how we say that on this show.
Peninsula.
We say we had a ch in there. Peninsula. All right, question 3, Hunter. Yeah, you too. But Ethan, let's bounce back. Here we go. Latitudinally, which Wisconsin city is located farthest north? Farthest north, Wisconsin City. Is it Iron Mountain, Iron Belt, or Iron River?
It's gotta be Iron River, right?
So Iron Mountain, is there a Wisconsin Iron Mountain?
Is that in Michigan?
I thought that was in Michigan.
I think it is in Michigan.
Iron Belt sounds made up, frankly.
So, yeah.
They're Hunter, but yeah, I think it's Iron River.
He is correct. So it doesn't
Sounds
really
like
matter.
it should have been the first question.
I don't know if
frankly.
you want your river to be called Iron.
Well, there's a lot of iron
sharpens
up
iron.
north.
No, I understand. Iron ore is big up in Duluth. I understand that whole concept.
Iron
but I don't
Belt
know,
is a real town. It's
It
not
is?
really a city. Yeah, it's tiny, but I
Yeah.
found it up there because I wanted
Okay.
3 irons. So
Well, you had your irons in the fire, eh?
I did.
Good thing you had all that water to kind of put out that fire.
Well, be that I felt like the first question was the third question, and the third question should have been the first question. Whatever the case may be, Ethan, you got 2 out of 3 right. That's 3 out of the possible 4 entries into Friday's drawing. We still have 2 more games of trivia to play, so I don't know what that means for your odds. But we appreciate you being a first-time contestant, and go Mavs. Good luck to you, buddy.
Go Mavs, go Packers. Love you guys. Have a good day.
Love you guys. Love you guys to close it. I appreciate that a lot. Hunter, how would you critique your trivia today?
I mean, am I taking into account past performances? Because if we compare it to past
Expectations, yeah, just like the Packers.
The expectation game.
Then I feel like this was a B+ for me.
You crushed it.
Like, compared to some of my other presidential ones and typos and incredibly difficult questions.
I thought you nailed it. I
Yeah.
thought you absolutely nailed it.
Good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just inadvertently deleted the wrong email. Tausch, you got a read for today?
I do. It's baseball season. You know, I'm going to be going to tournaments. I'm heading up to Appleton tonight, all over the place with my family, and, of course, plenty of tailgates to attend. And when I need to stock up on snacks and drinks for everything, you know I'm making a stop at Quick Trip, and I'm going to use my Quick Rewards. You're not going to want to miss out on this deal. Head to your local Quick Trip today and purchase select Gatorade, Gatorlight, Gatorade Water, or Fast Twitch products using your Quick Rewards. You'll be automatically entered to win a game day prize pack. You can win 4 tickets to a suite for the Brewers' July 21st game against the Minnesota Twins, but that's not all. You'd also be able to watch batting practice, and you can even throw out the first pitch. Plus, $500 gift card to the team store and another $500 in Quick Trip gift cards. Batting practice, gift cards, a view from the suites, and throwing out the first pitch just by grabbing some Gatorade. Get full contest details at quicktrip.com/sweepstakes. No purchase is necessary.
Whoa! Hunter is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
To those who've ever dreamt of their perfect event, those dreams are worthy and they are possible. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With hard work, passion, and great music, we will make your event dreams a reality. Every event is a labor of love with one-on-one planning, customization, and flawless execution. Bringing your event to life is what we do. For a fun, memorable event, visit celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0% interest for 12 months on your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote. With fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
The biggest names in the basketball world.
Dame Dollar Lillard.
Having fun and honest conversations.
He puts it in the shoe, right? And sets the tone for brothers and sisters and family.
Every week, Thanasis Adetokounmpo sits down with special guests on Thanalysis Show. Presented by Potawatomi Casino Hotel.
Fantastic.
Find Thanalysis Show on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. And on YouTube by searching Thanalysis Show.
For official rules and more information about every contest on 100.5 ESPN, visit ESPNWisconsinContests.com. That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN app.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that maintains a job bank, provides employment information, or gives job referrals, you may request to be placed on the station's mailing list for future career opportunities. To learn more about careers at Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com. at goodkarmabrands.com.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Free Food Friday on ESPN Madison is brought to you by Vintage Brewing Company. Whether you're looking to get carry-out, delivery, or dine-in, Vintage Brewing has lots of great options on their menu. Vintage Brewing Company prides themselves on being a great place to hang out and enjoy classic Midwestern hospitality. Vintage Brewing Company has multiple award-winning beers, so be sure to try one the next time you're in. Head to vintagebrewingcompany.com to make a reservation today. That's vintagebrewingcompany.com.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend. Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production. Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week, Marcus and his son Chris expand on the family podcast. Josiah Johnson is this week's guest. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Wisconsin enjoys a rich history in broadcasting, which we celebrate at the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Hall of Fame. We honor those who have devoted their careers to serving their local communities as legendary broadcasters. The Wisconsin Broadcasters Hall of Fame, inside the Hilton Milwaukee City Center.
This weekend on ESPN Radio, the AL East leading New York Yankees storm into Fenway Park to go head-to-head with the Boston Red Sox.
Red Sox Yankees, it's what everybody wants.
Coverage begins Saturday at 6:30 Eastern and Sunday at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Ready to roll, ready or not, ready to give it all I got. Gotta live to win it up, get even. Ready to roll, ready or not, ready to give it one more shot. Let the game begin, need something to believe in. Ready to roll, ready or not.
Time now for Whoa Hunter.
If the topic is good, the guys discuss.
Just the other morning I had breakfast at Tracy Rocker's house. His mama brought out 15 flapjacks. He said, Mama, take back 5 of them flapjacks. I gotta stay hungry for the Crimson Tide.
But if it's not, the show must go on. It's time for
Whoa Nelly
on Wilde and Tausch.
All right, gentlemen.
You never know where you're going to go. Like, you have more hockey, and with Jesse, I kind of have a clue where he's going. I don't have a clue what you're going to do.
Riley, we know it's going to be MMA and love letters
to
his girlfriend.
And
I don't know what you're going to do.
Well, if you guys remember, and if fans of the show remember, last summer I talked about a bet that my wife and I made about whether or not the Oppenheimer movie or the Barbie movie would make more money opening
Barbie
weekend.
blew it out of the water.
Yeah, I got crushed. So with losing the bet, my
now,
wife got
to
pick.
Because you wanted to actually do.
Are you accusing him of losing the bet on purpose?
Like the Seinfeld episode where he wanted to, ask the chick out without actually asking her out by doing some crazy bets. Is this, or am I crazy?
No, I mean, it was weird. I was telling her I wanted to get another tattoo, but I had some other ideas, like a Batman one and some different things like that. And she said no, and then came up with this design that you can now see on the screen because it's way easier than showing. So I did finally get the tattoo.
Wow.
Good-looking tattoo.
Yeah.
It's a really good-looking tattoo.
Went to my guy Derek over at Black Moon Tattoo here in Madison.
Why is there a Viking boat in front, though?
It's just a sailboat. It's on the lake.
It looks like a Viking boat. Pirates. Looks like there's pirates floating around.
So the only thing she said was the outline of Wisconsin with the capital on it, and he did the rest, and it was awesome. So I just wanted to share that.
I'm sorry, I don't want to discuss your body any more than I have to, but is that a forearm?
That is my forearm, yes.
Okay.
What did you think it was?
I don't know, upper thigh.
It'd be some spindly legs if that's your upper thigh.
No, I'm thick. I don't have small thighs like that. Yeah. the way the kids say it.
So now, are you going to do a Batman one? Are you going to do some other crazy bet that makes no sense? You knew Oppenheimer's a war history movie compared to a commercialized Barbie. You knew you weren't winning that bet.
I thought that it would do better than it did.
Oppenheimer did big numbers. Barbie is
and
I
thought it would do better. I thought that it would do better. I didn't think Barbie was going to do as well as it did.
I feel like you wanted to get a tattoo. This is a great way to do it. Now, are you going to do a Batman tattoo of some sort down the road?
Yeah. My problem with that is because I like Batman so much, I don't know what I want to get.
Who's the best Batman? Don't you dare say anybody but Christian Bale. Don't you dare.
So the problem with Christian Bale is he's too short.
Oh, boy.
Ben Affleck was the closest.
He doesn't think Christian Bale is the best Batman? Oh,
he's the best.
Don't
Bruce
say Val
Wayne.
Kilmer.
He's the best Bruce Wayne. Ben Affleck was the best Batman.
Oh my God! I thought he was going to say George Clooney.
No, he was the best actual Batman. Christian Bale was the best Bruce Wayne.
Ben Affleck was a better Batman than Christian Bale. That's what you're telling me.
Yes. As someone who has read almost all of the comic books, absolutely 100% without a doubt.
I don't know where to go from here.
Whoa, Nelly! I don't know if anyone else on Earth feels the way about Batman as Hunter. I don't know anyone that is going to say that Ben Affleck.
How many people do you know that read comic books?
Not many.
Yeah, exactly.
Thankfully, no offense.
Of course, that's a bad take.
Well, is that like a plastic small horn bottle?
It's a candy jar.
Jeez.
Candy jar.
We've talked about this a lot. And wanted to finally play the audio of Windy last night after the Mavs fell 3-0 to the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, I thought it was perfect that Luka fell onto the ground there in an unacceptable position to put himself in with 4 minutes left with 5 fouls, and then immediately looks at the bench and says, "You better bleeping challenge it," as if it's the bench's fault that he just made a terrible play. I'm standing here in the Mavericks tunnel. Over there is the Celtics tunnel. That's where the winners are. If Luka's ever going to be a winner coming out of this tunnel here, he is going to have to use what's happened in this finals as a learning experience. His defensive performance is unacceptable. He is a hole on the court. The Celtics are attacking him. They are ahead in this series because they have attacked him defensively. And you've got a situation here where Luka is complaining about the officiating. They have begged him. They have talked with him. They have pleaded with him. He is costing his team because of how he treats the officials. He's a brilliant player. He does so many things well. They are here because of how he did. His performance in this game is unacceptable and the reason why the Mavericks are not going to win. He's got to get over this. And the fact that he came out after the game and blamed the officials showed me he's nowhere close yet. So maybe over the summer somebody will get to him because nobody with the Mavericks or anybody else in his life has. And that's where the Mavericks are at this point. They're never going to get to this tunnel with the trophy if he doesn't improve those aspects of his game.
Is this more on Jason Kidd for allowing this to happen and letting it build to this point then on a national stage like this?
No, I actually blame Mark Cuban more than I would. And I know he's not the majority owner anymore, but you bring him in, and I think you have to set a tone early. So he obviously is a fantastic basketball player.
No doubt.
But he has been with the Mavericks, 6-7 years now? I think he got there when he was 19. I think he's probably 25, 26. So he's banged up, too. Again, it's a long season. He's taken shots, I believe, allegedly, to play. He's got a thoracic condition. He's got a knee that's sore. So is he a great defender? No. But you do need to have someone help him grow. And unfortunately, I think Dirk had to retire soon. He was thrust into that spot. And that's why having a veteran that's been around that can help is such a big thing. He didn't have that. Or if he did, it didn't get through. Mm-hmm. And so you can blame a lot of people. I'm going to blame Mark Cuban.
He is 25 years old. He is in his 6th NBA season.
In all honesty, it's on him. He needs to. He's going through these processes. But Mark Cuban brought him in, and did they put enough veteran people around him? You know, everybody kind of thought it was cute when Michael Finley, who great Wisconsin Badger and has got a prominent role over there, went and grabbed that beer from him when he was just sitting in the tunnel. That told me a lot. You don't just go do that after a game. That told me that there's a lot of things going, and it got caught So maybe Michael Finley can be that guy to help. That would be fantastic.
That's a great idea. Yep, agreed. Whoa, Hunter.
Whoa, Nelly.
One last one for you guys quick. What's a bigger deal? The fact that USA Cricket beat the number 6 team in the world, Pakistan, last week, or that Team USA for men's soccer had their first ever draw against Brazil last night?
Yeah, I think that one. Cricket, I don't know anything about. Brazil is the gold standard when it comes to football, non-Americano. So I think that is something that the Team USA could build off of. Do I think we're ever going to catch the big dogs in soccer? I think we have a better chance of that than catching whomever is great at cricket.
I didn't even realize we played it here.
Cricket goes for days.
This was the first time that USA was invited to the World Cup for cricket. They lost to India yesterday by 7 wickets. No idea what that means. No idea if that's close, but I know they lost. So that's all I've got on cricket.
Wickets.
I've tried to
it
follow
and learn it. It's those posts in the back.
So would we say that cricket is more like croquet than cricket, or croquet is like golf?
Cricket is like baseball compared to golf and croquet. I'd say that's an even comp.
All right, just wanted to get that out there. Congratulations to Team USA for reaching that point. I guess it's unprecedented for them, so congratulations to them. All right, that's it for Whoa Hunter. We will wrap things up. Coming up, want to remind you again, I hope you never have to make the call. Never. Because that means you haven't been seriously injured in an accident. But if you are, the one call to make, that's all, is to Gruber Law Offices. 414-276-6666, 414-276-6666. Go to the website, gruber-law.com. Find out more about the firm, about its history, about all its great lawyers, and about what David and his team do in our communities. Gruber Law Offices, one call. That's all. We'll wrap things up for today. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
Like, share, and follow ESPN Madison everywhere. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok for more great content from ESPN Madison. This is 100.5 ESPN and Wisconsin On Demand.
You know the players, you know the stats, and you know basketball. It's playoff time, so put your knowledge where the money is and win up to 100 times your cash with Prize Picks. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projected stats, and submit your lineup. Turn $10 into $1,000 with just 4 correct picks. You can choose from traditional stats like points or assists, or more unique ones like getting a dunk or 3-pointers. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and injury insurance on your picks are what make Prize Picks America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. Join the Prize Picks community of over 5 million users who have already signed up. And right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit of up to $100. Just download the Prize Picks app and use code WI. That's code WI on Prize Picks for a first deposit match of up to $100. Prize Picks. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute brought to you by the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's home for craft beer and pub food since 1994. Find the Great Dane nearest you at greatdanepub.com.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Hunter Vaughn. The Wisconsin women's volleyball team announced their complete 2024 schedule on Wednesday afternoon. The Badgers kick off the season at Louisville, taking on the Cardinals on Tuesday, August 27th. Also in non-conference play is a rematch of the national semifinal match against the Texas Longhorns. The Badgers open up Big Ten play on November 20th as they host the Minnesota Golden Gophers. You can hear every match right here on your new home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball, 100.5 ESPN.
Order today and get 0% interest for up to 48 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Set your free in-home consultation at PellaWI.com.
When you're in the right place at the right time, things get done. The important things, like knowing what you need and how it all works. Talking truck. Fixing it right the first time. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, our people get it done right and now. That's how you know you're in the right place at the right time. And you'll never overpay at Zimbrick Chevrolet.
Since 1956, Holman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Holman Lindsay has grown over the years to 26 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Holman Lindsay has the paint you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Holman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss for Road America. The best place in Elkhart Lake is America's National Park of Speed. Make the most out of your summer at Road America. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road course that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Up next is the WeatherTech Chicago Region SCCA June Sprints at Road America on June 21st through the 23rd. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com. That's roadamerica.com.
The second annual ESPN Madison Open presented by Coors Light is right around the corner, and you can swing into the fun. Join us on Monday, August 5th at Bishop's Bay Country Club and help raise money for the Miracle League of Dane County. Join this exclusive event and you'll receive 18 holes of golf, food and drinks, ESPN Madison swag, and much more. Sign up today at ESPNMadisonOpen.com. That's ESPNMadisonOpen.com. Sign up today, donate, and make dreams come true with the Miracle League of Dane County, because every child deserves a chance to play ball.
Wisconsin's all-time sack leader is finally a Hall of Famer.
Sala led the Big Ten, always revved up to come off that corner.
Congratulations to ESPN Madison's Tarek Sala, proud member of the UW Athletic Hall of Fame class of 2024.
All right, Tausch, I want to wrap up with our Romeo Doubs conversation. I got a tweet here. If Doubs can clean up some of his drops issues, he's a legit candidate to become our number 2 wide receiver for the long term.
Yeah. I think that's how a lot of Packer fans feel, and quite frankly, that's how I have viewed it. And I think from a potential standpoint, Christian Watson, Dontavian Wicks, I think you can make a good case because of whether it's speed or whatever it might be. But I just think you get caught up in, where this guy's at and what he's done so far and not allow them to grow into something bigger. And Romeo Doubs has been completely stereotyped into being the 2-3. And I would just say, let's make sure we have open mind and say, you know what, maybe Romeo Doubs as a number 1 is going to be a heck of a thing. We'll see.
Well, David, not David Silver, Brian Austin Green, I would say that he does not have an open mind. He's just a guy, really. He's the worst on the team in separation, and he gets double-teamed the least on the team. He's also been the wide receiver by default because of Watson's injuries and the rookies next to him. When Watson is healthy, he disappears as he should. Davey, I think you're going to be wrong on that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think you could make a case that has consistently, and obviously Romeo Doubs was injured for part of the season, but he popped a little bit with Aaron Rodgers for a stretch, and then obviously Christian Watson really emerged and had that great run that we compared Randy Moss's numbers because that's what it dictated. Mm-hmm. And if it's strictly on potential, I think you can make that case. But the NFL is about production. Mm-hmm. Potential gets people fired. Potential will get you a longer look, but that doesn't mean it's going to get you where you want to go. You got, like Tom Brady said last night, who's willing to put in the work? Seems like it's Romeo Doubs to me.
We'll put in more work tomorrow. Thanks to Hunter for putting in some work.
Boy, it was fun. It was smooth sailing with Hunter today, man. Hunter, you done good, man.
Thanks.
You got it.
We will welcome Jesse back tomorrow by telling him how great Hunter was.
Are we for sure he's coming back tomorrow?
It's fair. He might have more interviews to conduct.
Might be down at the Peach Pit getting a piece of pie, a cobbler.
That's blueberry. That's it for us today. We'll do it again tomorrow. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcasts are available free on Wisconsin On Demand.
Mark Tauscher here, and when I was on the hunt for a hot tub, I found Patio Pleasures, a locally owned family business. Patio Pleasures has a passion